Peace and love, everybody. Thanks for coming. I am Sister Freedom, Big Mama, in the house.
Yes, yes, ma'am. I'm Daughters of the Sea here. Hi, Olmec. Well, Stella and Noble is in the building already. Happy Saturday, y'all.
Okay. Dulcie will be here shortly. She stepped out for a minute, but she will be back. And tonight we got her. I've been trying to get her in. And now that it's getting ready to be the mystical time of the year, I would thought we would get our sister, and I am excited because I love this topic. I love this conversation, and right now in my life, I need this type of conversation. So I'm going to welcome, and Unscrambled Minds is going to welcome Syna Moon, the genie.
Peace and blessings, everyone. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Well, first, I want us to all take a minute of
Mhm,
silence, or just 30 seconds or so, to give our condolences to a great, great,
mhm,
great friend of ours. I've been knowing him for many, many, many years. I love him very much. I'm going to miss him very much. Dr. Walter Williams passed on,
mm.
and I'm very hurt about it. So we're not going to play anything. Um, for a couple of days because I'm still going through it a little bit. But I just want us to just take a second of silence for Dr. Walter Williams.
Yes.
All right, thank you, everybody. He was a great man, a great historian, a great writer, and a great friend, a great brother. I love you, Dr. Walter Williams, and we're definitely going to miss you. So, Senna, how
Yeah.
long was your conversation with Dr. Walter Williams?
It was nice talking to her. It was very nice. I think we only spoke to him twice.
Ooh, but they was probably 4 or 5 hours apiece.
Oh yeah, it was interesting.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we're going to get into this. Senna, can you
Mhm.
introduce yourself and just tell everybody a little bit about yourself, what it is that you do, how um important things are, what I'm saying, that we get into.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, my name is Cinnamon, the genie. I am an oracle. I am a genie. I love helping people to, how they say genies grant your wishes. Well, no, I don't do that. I like to help people to grant their own wishes. So, what I do is I really focus on healing mind, body, and soul, because you can't heal one without the other. So I really stress people healing themselves physically, mentally, spiritually, understanding what their purpose is here. That's like one of my passions, to help people to understand what they're here to do. So, everything all natural, natural healing, natural eating. That's just my thing. I love it. And I love helping others.
Well, let me say this. I'm going to start off with this. A lot of people
Mhm.
somehow equate astrology and say, I don't do that. I don't agree with that. I don't, get into that, which
Mhm.
is always puzzling to me because it's been since I can remember.
What's going on? Mhm.
Since I can remember.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Albert, Dr. Walter Williams was a great friend of mine. I don't
Mhm.
feel like the bull crap. If you are going to try to be nasty,
Mhm.
please,
No way.
please. I'm gonna just go ahead on and eliminate people. We
Oh
don't we don't
no.
need it. We don't need it. We don't need it.
Mm-mm.
And that is not true. I did not get his number through no Sonetta. Me and Sonetta are very close, and yes, I've been knowing him for many years. But no, I did not get his number from Sonetta.
Wow. What difference would it make, anyways?
I
Really?
don't.
Okay.
So I don't feel like the stupid stuff tonight. I really,
Mm-hmm.
really don't. I don't know who that man is, and I don't. I
Well.
mean,
Mm.
anyway, back to what I was trying to say.
Yes.
It just puzzles me as to why, anybody would not be interested in astrology or even numerology or
Yes.
even things that can't be explained. It never uh made any sense to me.
Wow. What is up with the comments tonight?
I don't know, but I just erased him, so I don't know why that was pulled up. But can you hear me? Okay,
Yes.
Senna. So
Yes.
is that something that's always puzzled you?
It is, and the thing is, I think, we have been, I would say, brainwashed for a long time, and we have been taught things, we've been told things that if you do this, that means you're like worshiping the devil. If you do this, but these are things that, especially people with melanin, have. I mean, we're born with, higher, um, like psychic abilities than other people. We we're more in tune with nature, we're more in harmony with the flow of the universe, and so it is important that we tap back into that, because our ancestors, like, they could look up in the sky and know what plants to plant according to the moon or according to the season. They didn't need nobody to teach them this stuff. It was already in them. And so when it comes to astrology, when you look at a full moon, we all know that full moons affect everybody. You can talk to the police stations, the hospitals. They all know that during a full moon, they're about to be very busy. That alone is astrology.
Mm-hmm.
Then, like during the seasons, in the wintertime, people are more depressed because they're not getting enough sunlight. You're being told to take vitamin D to compensate for that. And then in the spring and the summer, everybody's spirits are higher, and it's because we get more sunlight. That is also astrology. Man has no control over what goes on in the heavens at all. So when the planets are moving and everything is shifting, we don't have control over that. So that is obvious the work of the divine. So to say that you don't believe in it, I hate to say it, it means you don't believe in the divine.
Right.
It's just that simple.
So did when the first time, this is my second question too. The first time that you got into astrology,
Mm-hmm.
did you find yourself in your signs, and did you see that you were like what it was saying about you?
Oh my goodness. I like to go deeper than just the zodiacs. I like doing birth charts because it tells you where every planet is or was at the time of your birth. And each planet sends energy down to Earth, just like, I don't know how many people like have studied like Mercury retrograde. And people, I don't believe in that. Well, talk to like flights, like pilots and like flight attendants and um, people who like schedules like people's trips. Because during Mercury retrograde, your trips are usually rerouted, they're delayed. People who know, they know. So these things are important to understand because, like I said, I study birth charts. And when you do birth charts, it goes way deeper than just your zodiac. Your birth chart can tell you about your parents, it can
Right.
tell you about things that are going to happen in your life. I did a birth chart for someone, And it literally said that in their lifetime, they were going to be molested by an older sibling who was a female. And this person called me after I gave them their birth chart, and they were crying. They were like, this happened to me. And it's
Hmm.
in their birth chart. And so it makes you think, like, how can it know this stuff? But it's the divine order. It just is. We don't understand it. There's things that we will never understand. The
Never
creator
understand.
knows all. We don't. But it's there in black and white. And you'll read it. If you read your birth chart, you'll be like, oh my goodness. Like, this thing knows me better than I know myself. So
That's crazy.
mm-hmm.
That is absolutely
Yes,
crazy.
it
Because
is.
it's just, it really is. But I'm gonna let Dulcinea or Dots come up with their questions. Then I'll come back and ask you.
Okay. Hey, is anybody there?
Dulcie, which one's going next?
We can
Dots or
go to dots.
go ahead, Dots.
Okay, okay, okay. So what exactly is an oracle? And what is your specialty, like
So,
in regards to that?
okay, so an oracle is like a person who is a seer, someone who is able to go into meditation and get answers. Back in the days, kings, rulers would always go to oracles to find out whether they should go into war or what decisions they needed to make that would be best for their country. Oracles are just highly attuned people, people who can tap in to the divine and bring answers for whoever needs them. And so, like for what I do, I'm not I'm not a tarot reader. I'm not, even though I create tarot decks. I know. I'm not a tarot reader. I love making tarot decks. I know the tarot very very well, but I prefer to use crystals. Some people will like throw bones. Some people will like take an animal and cut them up and have the entrails fall out, and they'll do divination through that. I like using crystals. I wanted something that was created by the creator, which are crystals. Tarot cards are man made. I like them, like I said, but for me personally, I prefer something that comes from the creator.
Okay, that was my question.
You got
Okay.
a question, Dulcie? She must be still being busy. Okay. Is she not ready? You ready, Dulcie? Yeah, she must be so busy.
And
Okay.
online.
So when you
Yeah,
the
sorry, it's
question,
like taking forever to unmute my mic. You can go
oh,
ahead, Sister Freedom.
okay. The question Dots just asked you about being an oracle. So
Yes.
you got to be a certain type of person because a lot of people don't even think about this kind of conversation. It
Yes.
just doesn't. It's
Yeah.
not a conversation that comes up.
Mm-hmm.
So, when did you know that you wanted to indulge yourself in the out of box? So everything else is in the box.
Yes. Well,
When did
see,
you know?
it's funny because as a child, you know, everything was to me, everything was normal. And when I started talking to other people about certain things, and they're looking at me like, "What are you talking about?" Or I would see something like, "Did you see that?" And they're like, "Is this girl crazy?" So that's when I started noticing that, I guess I'm a little different because I'm seeing things, I'm hearing things, and I'm experiencing things that other people have no clue of what I was talking about. And so certain things like seeing auras. As a child, I could see auras. I saw them clearly. But when I would try to explain it to other people and they kept telling me it was just my imagination and things, I kind of stopped seeing them because I didn't want to see it. It made me feel weird. Like, so I stopped talking about it and I didn't want to see it. And so I don't see auras anymore. But I said, it's a gift that I have that I would like to tap back into. So at 20 years old, I took a class that was teaching people how to see auras. And I started seeing them again, and it freaked me out at 20 when it was normal for me as a child. So I was like, okay, so I stopped taking the class. But now, I'm like, dang, I wish I hadn't have done that. So
Hmm.
I might take another one later just to reawaken that gift.
Well, I think I condom like you.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing things before it would happen,
Right.
and
The dreams.
yeah, the dreams and being able to control your dreams, and
Yes.
the whole am I a witch thing, or how deep do I want to go into this, or
Mm-hmm.
is this a relationship that I'm having with, at the time, of course I'm using the word God. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like,
Yes.
am I it's just it's I don't know who, or if everybody experiences this, and some
Mm-hmm.
people be like, okay, okay, some of the things that you would know before you try to play it off. So because if it's getting ready to happen, you try to play it off in your mind, like get your mind off of it so it won't
Yes.
happen. I
Yes.
used to experience that too.
And you know what? Sad, like I said, all of us have the gift. All of us
Yeah, I
are
think so.
intuitive. Everyone on earth is intuitive. Whether you choose, you can shut it off. A lot of people are like, no, that ain't real. And you can shut it off. You can disconnect yourself with it. But how many people talking about, oh, I had deja vu?
Premonitions and stuff.
Premonitions. That is just your intuition. People say psychic, intuition. It's all the same thing.
I don't
So
think you can cut it off though. You can
yeah,
cut it off.
yeah, you can. You if you keep saying that this is your my imagination, then you will train yourself not to listen. You will train yourself to not see it, and then you won't believe it. And then so it may happen, but you're gonna like completely disconnect yourself from it. So it's like you don't get the message. You completely ignore the message. We all get messages every day, and we don't even see it. We don't hear it. We don't understand the language anymore because it's like when it comes to astrology, this is an interesting thing. Okay when we pray, we're praying to the heavens, right? What's in the heavens? The stars, the planets, the sun, the moon, everything that's up above, but as above so below. And so why do we call celebrity stars? We have like taken the whole concept of what we're supposed to be looking up to, what we're supposed to be influenced by, and put it on man, like men, like women. These celebrities have now become our stars, and we are influenced by them. Like people are online all day trying to figure out what celebrities are doing, what's this person doing, and they're following these stars, not those stars, and that's become a major problem.
I
So
can
we're
imagine what
following,
you're
we're
saying. It's
following
very true.
man. It is. We're following men, and these people are corrupt. But if we were following the true stars, the stars that's in the heavens, life would be so much better.
Yes, because people are such ticks. And I'm just
Mm-hmm.
saying they bloodsuckers. They're
Yeah.
just weirdos. And I can understand that such people, not all people, but some people, the ones that are in the box, rather, I'll just
Yeah.
put it like
Yes.
that. But have you ever decided to like write a book about um the things that you have experienced?
No, I keep a journal. Actually, I have a journal. I have 5 journals, but I have one journal in particular where I'm going back through my life and I'm writing down everything that I can remember that I've experienced.
Hmm.
I remember, like, I think I was like 6 years old, and my mother would get up and go to work, and so I would have to get myself ready for school. And one day, I remember at night, I remember seeing there wasn't no cereal in the cabinet. And when I got up in the morning, I wanted some cereal before I went to school. And I sat in the kitchen and I was crying because I'm like, there's no cereal. But the cabinet doors just literally opened and there was cereal in there. I didn't know my mother had gone in the middle of the night and gotten some cereal. But it was one of those things like, what made the cabinets open up? You know, that was very interesting to me. And like when I talk about the gift that we all have, my mother raised me and she told me, you know, we all have the gift of telepathy and being able to communicate with our minds. She said this is what our ancestors did. They would communicate with each other, especially if it's someone in the family. You could communicate with them and not even be in the same room. You might not even be in the same city. Because, like, even as mothers, sometimes we know when something's wrong with our children, and our children could be in a whole nother state. So my mother told me that we could communicate with each other through our
Mhm.
minds.
Right.
So when me and Hase Tom first got together, I decided to try it.
You rested
And
deep.
I was in the
Yeah.
kitchen. I was in the kitchen cooking. He was in the living room. And I literally said in my mind, at the next commercial, I want you to get up, come in the kitchen, lift the pot off the lift the top off the pot on the back, say, this smells good, and then kiss me on my neck. So I kept saying it in my head over and over again. And then at the next commercial, he got up, he came in the kitchen, he lifted the
Mm.
top off the pot. He said, that smells so good. And then he kissed me on my neck, and I just bust out laughing. He said, what is so funny? I was like, it worked. He was like, what worked? I said, I literally sat here for the past 5 minutes telling you to come in here and do exactly what you just did. He was like, don't you ever do that again. He was like, don't be in my head like that. But it was something, my mother had always taught me we could do it. I wanted to know if it really worked. And
Yeah.
it did.
Yeah. I think you can have interest. It's crazy how this. I know everybody has done this before.
Mhm.
The phone ringing, you already know who it
You
is on
know
the
who's
other line.
calling. Exactly. Exactly.
You
And
already know who it is. It's like I used to could tell who it's calling me before they would
exactly.
even call me. I'd be like, and I used to see if I could do it. Like
Yep.
before the phone
Exactly.
rang, I used
We've all practiced that one.
can I do this? Like,
Yes.
And the crazy
Exactly.
part about it is I didn't want to lose my abilities. I,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Definitely.
at first it was sort of a weird, scary like type feeling, but I
Yeah.
didn't want to lose my abilities. And
Yeah.
it's weird because I'm a Taurus, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard for me to deal with people. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I am true to my Taurus sign. I don't care
Mm-hmm.
who it is or whatever. My Taurus, what they say about Taurus
Yeah.
is truly, truly
Yes.
me. And
Yeah.
even the doors that go with the Taurus, like the doors are different parts of the Taurus.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I'm all that too.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's really a weird situation.
It
And when
is.
you do
It
try to
is.
explain different things that you may go through to another person, they do look at you like you're a witch in a
And
sense.
see that's the thing. We're not witches.
Mm.
That word came along when they wanted to burn
This
people
is
for, and
wisdom.
it's
Wisdom.
crazy because, like, women, well, back in the day, a lot of people, it wasn't just women, we knew how to go and get herbs and heal people. Well, when men wanted to be doctors, they didn't want people healing people. Because you can't make money if somebody goes in their backyard and picks an herb. So then the witch burning started and all of this stuff. So the stuff that we naturally do has all been demonized.
It's
Like,
been
it's
demonized.
evil for you to do that. It's evil for you to do that. But this is nature. This is natural. This is the whole natural order that God put in place. So how can it be evil? That's what I want to know.
Well, I have my well, Dots, did you want to ask a question before I go forward?
Sure.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Um,
Such a funny.
and yeah, and shout out to Champion First. Rich had a good question. He said, "How do you follow a real star?" He said, "How do you follow a real star, though?"
How
That's
do you?
his question. When you were talking about, the difference between celebrity worship or saying that celebrities are stars versus following a real star. So I guess
Mhm.
his question was, how would one follow a real star?
So it's not following the stars,
Not
but it's
following.
understanding the patterns and like right now, Halloween's coming. And a lot of people are like, well, Halloween is a man-made thing, but you have to understand that there's things going on in the heavens with the stars and like what are called nebulas. They are the gas formations. and it's like gas and dust that come together. And if you have like a telescope, high powered telescope, you can see the different like constellations, the different stars that are moving. And at this time of year, right around Halloween, there is a nebula called the witch face, because it's a gas, like I said, the gas and the dust come together and it forms the shape of a witch's face. And like I said, man has no control over what goes on in heaven. So why is this there? There's also another nebula. It is called the evil eye of Aquarius. And it looks like, you know how everybody's wearing evil eyes now. So there is a nebula in the sky that comes around this same time of year called the evil eye of Aquarius. There's another one that's called like it's the Ghost Nebula, and it looks, you know how everybody Halloween, everybody would dress up as ghosts and things like that. These things come at this time of year, and there's certain things that happen. Like our ancestors have always like said, you know, at this time of year, you got Halloween, you got All Saints Day, you got Day of the Dead, all of this stuff. This stuff has been known for a long time because at this time of year, the veil between the living and the dead is thin. And so a lot of us will have dreams about our ancestors. We will have, some people may see, people who have the ability to see spirits will see spirits more at this time of year. And these are things that we, like I said, we have no control of because it's a part of nature. It's a part of the order. It's not something that somebody's making up. This stuff has always been, always will be.
Yeah.
I hope that answers your question.
Yeah. No. Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
Like even with my nana,
Mm-hmm.
she would always, my mother's mother or whatever, she lost let me see, she lost one, two, three. She lost three of her children back to back, literally,
No.
within a span of like 5 years when I was growing up.
Mm-hmm.
And I hardly saw my nana cry. I hardly saw her cry. And I remember one time, when my aunt transitioned or what have you, and I
Mm-hmm.
remember saying to her, I'm like, Nan, I remember asking her, like Nana, why don't you cry? Like, why don't you just lost another child, X, Y, and Z, and I'm a child too, right? But
Yeah.
I remember asking her a question like that, and she had said that she goes, well, anytime that my children any one of my children are about to pass, I always get a visit from your grandfather, my husband.
Mm.
And anytime he always comes to me in my dreams, maybe 2 nights in a row. And when he
Wow.
comes, she's like, and I'm always telling him, James, I don't want to deal with this now. James, go away, James. But it happens according to her, it happens with every single child that she has lost. She always knows a few days in advance. And so that has always braced her, I guess, in terms of dealing with,
Yes.
with that transition. And then, her favorite line was, let go, let God kind of thing, right? Because
Yeah.
ultimately but I physically am not in control, you
Yes.
know?
Yeah.
Um, Going back to the aura question, when you said that you've always seen auras, what
Yes.
do can you speak to what do the different colors mean when you would see auras?
Well, I would always notice like bright colors always meant like someone was happy, someone was healthy. Um, but when it's dark or it looks cloudy around a person, that they've got some energy on them or their energy is low. Some people, when it's really really dark, very dim, some people have noticed that that person may be close to leaving. You know yeah, it's so much. It is so much that it takes a lot to learn all this stuff. Some stuff it comes, and like I said, our grandmothers have been doing this. They know so much, and that's why I'm writing Grandma's Secrets, because I want to get all the knowledge that they have. I feel like I'm still a baby. I'm still learning so much.
Mm-hmm.
There's
That's a
so
good
much.
way to be.
It is. It's so powerful. But like I
Yeah.
said, especially at this time of year, when the end of the year is coming. It's the fall. Like I said, and the veil is thin. We always notice every year there's a lot of death. Um, some people, it's like some people just don't go into the next season, the next year. And so a lot of times there's a lot of people that leave towards the end of the year every year. If you pay attention, it's sad. I just experienced it.
Yeah.
So yeah, these are things that, like I said, have been happening since the beginning of time, but a lot of us just ignore it. We don't pay attention to it, or we just try to write it off, but you can't.
Do you think that it's possible for a person to fully prepare themselves to transition?
I think you got to be a very highly attuned, highly spiritual person. But yes, I've heard, like, I mean, a lot of people in other countries like India and stuff, they do that. They talk about the Dalai Lamas and how they prepare. We're not taught these things over here, so we don't have a clue what to do. But in other
Mhm.
countries, people who have been spiritual monks, all of them, they do that. But we don't
Mhm.
know where to begin.
Mhm. Freedom?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here. I was just waiting until you got done. Um,
Mhm.
yeah. Um, what I can say about this whole situation of being outside the box, it is
Mm,
very mysterious, and I feel like I'm always trying to run after it, but
mm-hmm.
never completely, getting to it. Like,
Yes.
you can have your relationship with the other side, in other
Yes.
words.
Yeah.
But church has a tendency of masking what it truly is.
Yes.
You know
Exactly.
what I mean? It makes you think of God as a man in the sky with all these female angels. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Uh, Flying all around him and all that. When all reality,
Mm-hmm.
it's not really like that at all. You know what I'm saying? When you
So,
really sit at the end of the bed, and you start thinking about things, there's no man in the sky walking around looking at
I
us and
know.
watching
Like,
all of us suffer and go through this and go through that and doing nothing about it. And then
yes.
sounds like a harem and he's a pimp or something. You know what I'm
But
saying?
no.
Harem of these angels,
Yes.
flying
I
around. So when you start thinking outside the box,
mm-hmm.
on the reality
Yes.
of what the reality is, and you start to say
Mm-hmm.
to yourself, wow, you know and this is truly a mystery. This is
It is.
truly a mystery. And I find myself a lot of times trying to chase it and not be afraid to chase it.
Yeah.
But then
Okay.
I say to myself, just I ask the universe and that's what I've come to know, that I am a part of the all and the all is a part of me, which
Yes.
means I'm a part of this universe, and it's probably not written in a book. You know what I'm saying? It's a situation where maybe some of it, some people's
Mm-hmm.
experiences, but you get to the point where you feel like you are a part and a form of this universe. You know what
Yes.
I'm
Definitely.
saying? And
Definitely.
nature, you're another form of nature. So have you
Mm-hmm.
ever had a situation where an animal knows things? See, they don't read and do all the things that we do and get caught up in Christianity and Islam and
I
this,
know.
that, and other. So a dog howls
Yes.
when somebody is going to die in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, really
Yeah.
weird that they would know the old sayings about a cat.
Mm-hmm.
In Islam, you can't have a dog in your house, but you can have a cat in your house because supposed to be the cat's runaway spirits.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
I mean, I tend to think, why would anybody even come up with astrology or come up with numerology if it wasn't something to it?
I mean, there's obviously a lot to it. I think we are barely even scraping, the surface of how deep all of this really goes.
Right.
It's just, it's so, I mean, it's the universe. It's, like I said, when we have no control over certain things, we may not ever get to know it fully, you know, because we didn't create it. God created it, or the divine created it, and we
What we
don't
can't even
think on the same
comprehend.
level.
Mm-hmm.
We don't think on the same level. Our brains think on very simplistic levels where, full moon to new moon, how what makes the moon change its shape?
Right.
Like,
So why, if that's the situation, then why would we even, you know, even, you know, talk
no,
about,
not
everything's a
being
mystery,
real.
you know what I'm saying? So why would you think it's not? And you
I
can't even
know.
comprehend
It,
anything that's going on. And
I know.
you're saying, "Oh, I don't deal with that. I don't deal with this. I don't deal with that." You don't deal with nothing.
The divine order is so powerful because
It
I
is too
believe
powerful, but
everything
you
that
can't
we've
comprehend
ever
it.
needed, everything we need is here on earth. Like the cure for AIDS is here. The cure for cancer is
Yep,
here.
yep.
We just don't know. We're so
We
simple
close our
minded.
minds. We close our
Hmm.
minds.
It's sad.
And like I said, I'm not afraid for it to, I try to put myself in situations, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying, where I'm alone, you know what I'm saying? So I'm saying I'm gonna walk straight in, I'm walking straight in. It's like it's like having a scary dream and something chasing you and you stop in a dream and you just say to yourself, I'm not gonna keep running. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm ready to face
Mhm.
this. Like, I
Yes,
know it's gonna be kind of, and fear's the mind killer. You know what I'm saying? So I
it's
know
the
it's gonna be
everything killer.
mysterious. You feel
Yes.
me? But I mean, I'm gonna go through this experience of death anyway. So it's
Hmm.
the unknown.
Yeah,
It's the mystery of life. Just like
it is.
prior to birth is the mystery of life. So whatever I'm supposed to see that I'm trying to fight myself from not seeing, or
Hmm.
what I'm, I want to know it, I want to feel it. But the thing is I want to be able to control it.
That's the thing, being able to control it. And it's funny because you think about the ancient cultures and you think about how tapped in we would still be if we weren't
Right.
so bombarded with electricity and the internet and our minds would still be more open than they are now. And so, like, for me, I try to get into the habit of when I first wake up, and usually I'm up at 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. I try so hard not to touch my phone. Like, don't touch my phone first thing. Go into meditation, go into prayer, or go outside and get your feet on the soil. Do something other than turn straight to man when you first wake up, because all of that starts to kind of dumb you down when it comes to your abilities and being able to tap in and heal yourself. Like, healing yourself is the most important thing, because that's our bodies are designed to heal themselves,
Hmm.
but we keep like getting in the way because we're always so distracted. This is the thing I keep talking about, distraction. We're distracted with so much. And even like the movies we watch and the music we listen to, that stuff messes with your frequency. It can like really shift your frequency when you're supposed to be like in a healing state where you're meditating on healing your body. But if you're singing a song that makes you sad, now you're in this frequency of being sad. It's about, maybe it's a breakup song, and now you're crying because you think about the breakup you just had when you need to be focusing on healing yourself. So
Yeah.
these are the things that we should all be like really thinking about. Like,
Right.
that's
And
so important. Healing
healing
your
your
mind.
mind, because stress
Mhm.
and depression and
Exactly.
doing things like Dots and Dulcinea always tell me, like, don't even look at the
Don't watch the
you know what
news.
I'm saying? Like, no, the chat and all of this here
Oh
kind of
yes. Oh yeah.
the Taurus in me that wanna, you know what I'm saying, that wanna just to seeky somebody, just eat. Just make me look over, and I'd be like, if they
Yeah.
only knew me in life, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That
That's
this,
why, like, all this stuff with P Diddy, all this stuff with I literally don't look at it. I don't look at it because it's
oh,
literally there to distract you and keep your mind on
to
all
keep
this
your
stuff.
mind, yes.
Man,
Your mind can't, instead of you trying to
mm,
feel what you can't,
yes.
just try to feel something differently. And
Hmm.
woo, if girl, if we could just turn that phone off for a good 2 days,
I know. I know.
and get your books,
Yes, most
you know what I'm
Oh my
saying?
goodness!
And
Speaking of books,
what?
speaking of books, Queen Afua came out with a book called Impeccable Listening. Oh
Ooh,
my
I know it's
goodness!
the bomb.
I just barely started reading the book, and it just made me sit and think about all the times where you hear in your head the right answer of what to do, when to do it,
Ooh, we
and
were just
you
talking about
don't
that, me and Rod Hayes.
listen. When you don't listen, you end up like, dang, I knew it. I knew I shouldn't have did that. When
Me and
you
Rod Hayes was just talking about that.
Oh my goodness. We
That
do it
old
all
thing
the
that's like
time.
tapping you on your shoulder saying,
Yes,
girl, you
exactly.
know that ain't right. Don't do it. Don't pick that phone
Exactly.
up. Don't call. Don't do
Don't go. Somebody tell you, come to this party with me. Let's go to the club. And you got that voice in your head said, don't you do it. Don't
yes.
you
This
do it.
even when you're trying to go somewhere and you can't find something to wear. And you done
Mhm.
changed 5 outfits. And then I started saying to myself, wait a minute. I'm tearing my bedroom up now. Shoes is everywhere. First, my bedroom was clean. It was
Mm.
positive. It
Yeah.
had positiveness. And now I had my outfit ready. I put
Hmm.
my outfit on. It don't fit. Something don't look right once I look in the big mirror. Now I'm looking through the clothes again.
Yeah.
Now I'm in my attic looking for stuff. I'm in the
Oh,
shed
Lord.
looking for stuff. I'm like,
That's too much.
and turned my whole room upside down, pulling clothes out, pulling clothes out. I said to myself, wait a
Mhm.
minute.
Yeah.
Something ain't right. Something is telling
Hmm.
me that maybe I shouldn't go or
Yep.
just, you know what I started doing? Just, Robin, wait a minute.
Yeah. You got to
Calm
stop.
down,
Hmm.
chill,
Yep.
and just let it flow.
Get grounded and tune
Because
in.
I look now I'm walking in my room and I'm looking at it and it's in a disarray. Things are everywhere. I done
And you
dropped my
gotta clean all of
cookware.
that up.
Oil done pulled. I poured literally. Oil is on now. It's on my dresser, and now I done knocked off. And I'm a woman, so
Yeah.
I got perfumes, lotions, everything all over my
Mhm.
dresser. Like, oh my god! But it
Yes.
was telling me already,
You
just like
got
what you
to
said,
listen. Oh my goodness. I mean, today, I
even
sat up
about
there.
boyfriend, even about men.
Yeah, exactly. Today, I sat up there and I was like, just thinking about that book, and I was like, impeccable listening. Oh, I remember going to buy a car. This voice said, "Do not buy this car." I bought it anyways, and pissed off. I am so pissed off. But who can I be pissed off at? Nobody but myself
That
because
is
I
happening
was
before.
told not to buy that car. And I did it anyways.
Has that ever happened to you, Dots?
In regards to what exactly?
I can't hear
In
you.
regards to, I'm
Listening,
sorry.
not listening
It
to that
sounds
inner voice.
Of course, of course. Oh, absolutely. 1000%.
Yeah.
1000%. Um, like I don't know if it's a Virgo thing since we had mentioned astrology or whatever, how they always say it's, sort of like the perfectionist.
Yes.
It's not even about perfection, but I do agree to the point of like, for me at least, right? Like for me,
Mm-hmm.
like the stage I'm in, first of all, rest is really important.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like resting my body is really important. Okay.
Yes.
Because I know just I my like I become off my I feel very uncentered all over the place. My body's out of whack, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I'm not slowing down.
Yes.
And that happens a lot because in my mind, okay, I'm thinking of all the things that I need to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Because like one thing,
Exactly.
the 1 million thing, and then it's like you get to a point where I'm just like, okay, well, does that even matter? like does that even matter? Like the stuff that I'm obsessing over, or the stuff that I feel like there was a time where you're getting invited to these things, and to be honest with you, I don't want to, half the time I don't even want to be bothered, right? But I
Mhm.
feel pressure, I feel guilty if I don't show up.
Exactly.
Then I
Yeah,
started saying no, because no is a complete sentence.
it
It's
is.
it's a powerful word,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Mm-hmm.
when I thought, but it took me a long time to get to that space of saying no,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
But I would feel guilty.
Mm-hmm.
I would feel like, well, that's my friend. That's my family member. I need to be there. I need to do this and that. So for me, at least in terms of listening to that voice, I need to rest. I literally, for me, rest is hella important because
Yes.
I feel like I stay on the go. Like and everyone has their thing on what they do to calm down, to recenter.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, I just love traveling.
Oh,
I love traveling outside the country.
wow.
And because it really does recenter me. You talk about sun,
Mhm.
you talk about healthy, good food without all them damn preservatives in it.
Exactly.
There is a different frequency,
Mm-hmm.
right? That rat race typically is not there. So for me, traveling has always been my go-to when I need to just like take a minute and breathe. That's
Wow.
always been my thing. And I know that about myself, but that's just me. So I
Mm-hmm.
think that when you get to that space of quieting the noise,
Yeah.
like you said before, try to find that thing that recenters you. Like for you, it is meditation per se, or prayer, or whatever the case may be. Mine is a little bit different in that I like to sort of change up my scene, right? I like to change up the frequency.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, traveling is important to the point to where if I do not take a vacation, or if I do not go away and it's 6 months, like
Mm-hmm.
I feel depressed. I feel so that's my thing, right? I think
Mm-hmm.
everybody needs to find that thing that's going to recenter them,
Yes.
whatever that may be.
Exactly. And that's one thing. Like when I do readings, I ask people, okay, what do you do? Because a lot of times it shows up that you've not been doing what you need to do to recenter yourself. So I have to
Mhm.
like address that. Like, what do you do? How do you get back to center? How do you get back to feeling? Some people they can go to the beach and just being near water will do it for them. Everybody has their different thing, and you must know what does that for you.
Yeah, I agree with that. Mine's is music. I can just turn some music on, and mine's is music. It's just,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
music is always my thing. But I'm with Dots. We go through so much on a daily basis that can stress
Oh
us
my
out,
goodness.
and it never stops. That getting away, I get away in my mind with music.
Yeah, I
And it
do
could be
too.
different types of music for whatever the situation may be.
I'm the
You know
same
what I'm
way.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to get control of everything. It's hard
Yes.
to have control when you're telling something or somebody to stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the music is
Mhm.
what soothes me. That
Me
beats
too.
in me.
Me too.
Is
And
it
I've
music for
I've
you?
always been a music person.
Mhm.
But for me, I like instruments. So like when I'm like really going deep into meditation, I listen to music. Like I love the handpan and I love a cello. So when these, like, I go on YouTube and find like there'd be two people, one playing the cello, one playing the handpan, they're playing together, and that I don't know what it is about them too. It will put me in the deepest meditation, and like when I'm writing in Grandma's Secrets, if I'm listening to that, I do the best writing. Like I
Wow.
can write 15 pages nonstop if I'm listening to that music.
Um, Sometimes I think I'm the type of person is I put too much on my plate,
I think as women we all do.
and my eyes is bigger than my belly, so I can't
Mm-hmm.
do everything that I want
Mm-hmm.
to do, because if I do, but I decided that I'm not going to do that. I'm coming out of a lot of stuff, and life is too short. I've learned that in the last past 4 years, with losing three siblings,
Yes.
my uncles, you know what I'm saying,
Mhm.
close friends, you know
Yes.
what I'm saying, people that I truly love. and
Mhm.
been known for years.
I know.
Um, I decided that I'm going to just quit a lot of things and do what I need to do. What
That's
I
what that
you
says.
know
You
what
got to
I'm
learn to
saying?
say no. You have to learn to say no to certain things.
Yeah.
That's
And
exactly
I
what
really
you
do
said.
want to get more into what you call magic. You know what I'm saying? But I am
Mhm.
working on a play. I have been auditioning people for the play.
Really?
Yeah, I'm working on a play, and I think that that's something that I really would like to do for the
Love
rest of
that.
my life is back into my entertainment. I left it for many years for Islam,
Mm.
and it bothers me. And that's another thing.
Wow.
That's another thing that the universe will haunt you on things that you knew that you did. And
Mhm.
another thing is when you're getting older, when you start getting older and you start saying that damn, I didn't do this and I didn't do that
Yeah.
and let me do this and I don't want to leave this earth and I didn't do this and didn't do that. Not to bring back Dr. Walter Williams back up because I said I didn't want to talk about that, but he had called me not too long ago and he was working on his last book.
Mm.
And he was like, Freedom, make sure you call me back because I want to make sure I have all the ladies' names and this and another. I'm going to put y'all in my book because, this was the
Wow.
last, little things he was doing.
Mm.
He just want to put the things that he had did, different people's names and
Wow.
things in the book. So it just makes me think like he didn't get a chance to finish the book. You know what I'm saying? So I want to, and the book is a part of him. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So I want to give chance to finish my book,
Mhm.
meaning that
Mhm.
I had I had a record out, but I didn't complete my what I needed to do in the entertainment world. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm gonna write all the songs that's in the play, me myself. The
Mm.
majority of them, a couple of them, I'm not gonna be able to write myself.
Mm.
But the majority of them, and just get back into you because that's my spirituality is music.
Yes.
You
Wow.
understand? And
Mhm.
that thing about it will be taken away if you don't use it.
Yes.
If
Yes.
you don't use it, it will be taken
Mhm.
away.
Mhm.
That
Mhm.
is, and it also is something about that makes you look into outside the box. You see
Yes.
what I'm saying? Your relationship with outside that box is saying, girl, that's happened.
Mhm.
Told you and you didn't listen to me and now you're X, Y, and Z age. Look, you got that look on your face like you know what I'm talking about. And
I
now
do.
you better do it
You have to.
for one of your kids be sitting up there talking about my mom was working on her play or my mom was writing a book, my mom was doing this. Now I did do with Unscrambled Minds. It's because
Mhm.
I always want my grandkids to be able to look back on YouTube and see me
Yes.
and
That
hear
is
my voice.
beautiful. That's beautiful.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
But it's
And
just like what you said, that little tap on the shoulder that say don't or do.
yes, you must do. You must listen. That's what I said. I'm gonna finish. I'm about to pull that book back out. Impeccable Listening by Queen Afua.
And
Because
is that book
you break
talking about mystical listening or listening to people?
listening to the inner voice,
And
listening
a
to
voice,
the
okay.
spirit that comes and whispers in your ear and tells you what to do.
Yes. Just
Yes.
like that's is my last question. Then I know you want to get back into it. The pendulum board.
Mm-hmm.
That is another thing that I felt as though I love my pendulum board because really and truly I think it works off of your own energy.
It does. It
And
does.
it's answering questions that you just don't want to admit out your mouth yourself. You
Yes.
feel me? So it's answering it for you. Excuse me.
Mhm.
And then you're able to now it's a mystery to me on how it's doing that. Now
Well,
that's the
it's not. It's
the
not the pendulum. It's you. And I mean, all forms of divination are like that. To me, the pendulum is just the most easy that anybody can do. You don't have. to learn anything to use a pendulum, but like you got to learn the whole tarot system to use tarot.
But what if you say you don't believe it? See, this is the thing with the pendulum board.
Guess what? You can go online and someone presented one on Oprah's show, handed her a pendulum and say, "Here, ask yes and no." She made it work. She didn't know nothing about it.
Yeah. So in other words, what you're saying is you can't not. It's
Yeah.
gonna do it. But see, that's the thing. How is that happening? That
Because
is like
it's
such
just
a you be like,
it's
what
a
the hell?
tool. A pendulum is only a tool. A pendulum cannot do nothing by itself because it can
It
sit in a
does it by
store.
itself.
It can sit in the store on the shelf and never do nothing. It's not the pendulum. It's just a tool for you to use to speak to your own subconscious. That's the only thing it is. That's it.
I don't know because listen, that might be true. But the
Mm-hmm.
thing is how is it work? You know, you just standing there holding the chain. It's
Yes.
you're not moving it. And then you say and ask it a question and it
Mm-hmm.
starts to move.
Yes, it does.
That
It
is
is. It
weird.
is. I know. Believe it or not, you are moving it. It is your subconscious. It's just you're tapping into another part of your brain that you don't normally use, and you are making it move. The pendulum is not going to move on its own. It won't. I've had a pendulum. I tried.
You
I
don't think
like
it's the energy between okay, you saying okay, so if a person doesn't know in the chat, okay,
Mhm,
how this works, you get the
mhm,
pendulum board, you hold
mhm.
it, you're not moving it, okay, you ask it a question and
Yeah,
it
but like
starts
I said,
moving
it is
itself.
a part.
But
It
you're saying this, you're saying it's
it
your
is it
but
is you
it
are really moving it.
but it's
You
an energy that
it
is
is
making it move.
it is you. It is a part of you that is making it move. Like I said, it's not gonna move on its own. You can hang it up. I have had pendulums and I put them on this like a display, display for a pendulum.
Right.
I sit there and I try to ask a question. If I'm not touching it, it's not gonna move.
Mm.
But
Mm-hmm.
because I'm touching it, and there might be,
Ace of Key.
like our spirit and our aura.
Right.
It might be a part of our aura that will make it move, but it's not gonna move without you. It's just a
I
pendulum. It's
understand
just a
that.
piece of string or it's a piece of metal with a crystal on the bottom. It's not gonna move on its own.
No, I understand that, but when you say it's not gonna move, you're making it move. I don't want
Yeah,
nobody to think that you're making it
yeah,
move.
no, it
Uh,
is.
Your
It
hand
is.
is
Yeah,
moving it. That is
no,
not
I'm
it.
not like purposely moving it,
Yeah,
but
it's
like
not
I
it.
said, yeah, like your aura, or I don't know, there could be like nerve endings in our fingers that
Okay.
our muscles don't move it, but maybe nerves in our fingers make it move. I don't know, but it works. It is
It
like I said,
does.
it's a tool, but it's just a tool. It's really you. So some people start with a pendulum and then they get to the point they don't need the pendulum. Some people start with tarot cards. They're like, I don't need tarot cards no more. I have done this so many times that I can do it without it. So it's just something for you to learn how to tap into that part of yourself.
I just think that if that can happen, if somebody can believe that that can happen, why they can't believe in other things?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
it's something.
And it's funny because people are like, that's a ghost making it. Well, no, it's not. It's not. It is like, if you want to speak to someone who's dead, you can use a pendulum for it. But if you're just sitting there and you're
I
tapping
don't
into
know about the
yourself,
pendulum for that.
it's you. Yeah, pendulum. Yeah, you can use a pendulum to speak to
I thought it
someone
was the
who
Ouija board for that.
you can do all kind of things. There's automatic writing that you can do, and you can literally have someone who is deceased use your hand to write. There's all kind of things you can do.
I don't know. I just think that that's still you. It's still
No,
something in you. I don't know.
nope. That's why there's mediums. Some people know how to tap into and communicate with spirits, and some people allow spirit, just like possession. Some people allow
Right.
spirits. I would never let nothing enter my body,
Mm.
ever, never. But some people do. So I don't know. I think that's crazy.
Yeah.
because you don't know who that is. You don't know what they're gonna do with your body. Are you crazy? No.
Mm.
So but I mean, there's so many different things that people do. Some people, people sacrifice animals. People do all kind of stuff. But to me, no, I want to just be able to like communicate with my higher self, communicate if I want to communicate with, one of my ancestors. I want to be able to do that. Um, and be able to tap into the divine, ask the divine for answers that I need, stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff I stick with. I don't go into all this other stuff. And it's like people doing love spells. I tell people strongly, don't you ever do a love spell, because that's wrong. That is so wrong to do love spells. People go and try to make somebody love them who don't want to love them. And I'm like, God gave people free will. Don't you ever try to take it away from somebody. And then people who do it anyways, a lot of them end up in murder suicide situations. So don't
Mm.
ever try to make somebody
Yeah.
love you ever. You'd rather find somebody who just willingly they just love you because that's what they feel. Don't try to make nobody love you. That's crazy.
Ooh.
So yeah,
Mm.
but people
I
try to
remember
do
when we was kids, we used to try to do that. We was
girl.
kids. I mean, when you kids, you hear a whole bunch
And
of little stuff that you do. You know what I'm
it's crazy because when you think about it, those little things you do when you was a kid, you fold up the paper and you put
saying?
how many
Yes.
that
Yes.
that was us trying to tap in back then. That's the same thing as
Yes.
a tarot card. That's just like trying to use tarot cards. We naturally do this stuff because it's part of who we are. We've been taught that it's wrong. And so everybody runs from it. But we're born with these gifts. You got to stop having people stop letting it be in your head that it's wrong to, seek answer. You're supposed to seek answers. It's crazy not to.
Yes. Stop.
Yeah, I don't get. I don't listen when it comes to sacrificing animals and all the things. I'm sorry, like that's my hard stop. That's
You
like a
don't
no,
do that.
no sir,
You don't
no
do
ma'am.
that. You will
That's
pay.
not right. That
You
is
will.
not right. That is another living being. That
Mhm.
damn animal did nothing to
Exactly.
you, and it don't deserve to be sacrificed. And your freaking religious or whatever you want to call it,
Sorry.
rituals. That
And
is absolutely
I think,
disgusting. That's blood sacrifice. That's
yes.
when you start getting into blood sacrifice. Okay,
Mhm.
I'm sorry. That's my opinion.
That's
I
how
stand on that. That
I
is
do.
just wrong. Leave the animals alone. Animals
Animals,
don't do
people.
nothing to you.
Some people are sacrificing people.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like what
And
the?
rituals and stuff.
Them
That's
rituals where
that's
you're killing stuff.
mm-mm. That's just wrong. So, do
Ri-
you celebrate? I had dropped the link for those of you who wanted to ask a question. You're more than welcome to hit the link and ask the question yourself. Okay. Um, do you celebrate Halloween?
Well, I don't celebrate it the way other people do. Um, because I know that this is something that has gone on for centuries, where this is the time where you can tap in and communicate with your ancestors. So, in certain cultures, people actually will set, like on Halloween or Day of the Dead, All Saints Day, when it's time to eat dinner, they will set an extra plate for the deceased person.
Mhm.
Um, to have them come home. Even like the jack o' lantern kind of stuff. All of this stuff comes from ancient traditions. They've changed it because
Mhm.
people used to just take a candle and put it in their window to, it's like
Illuminate.
how you turn your porch light
Yeah,
on
to
when somebody's
illuminate. To
coming?
illuminate. Yep.
Yes, to say, hey, come home.
Hmm.
And so they've turned it where now they put it in this ugly jet. They carve the pumpkin, make it look ugly. And that's going to scare away the ancestors. We are doing everything against ourselves now and don't know
Mm.
why we're doing what's happening. Like we put on all these ugly masks and they say it's to scare away, evil spirits. No, you're scaring away your ancestors. Like your
Mm-hmm.
ancestors be like, what? Why do you look like that? Like that is not how I raised you. Now you look like a demon. I think I need to leave you alone. And they go leave like they might leave you alone because now you're doing all this crazy stuff. So no, I go back to everything I do. I try to go back to the old ways of doing things, like how our
Nice.
ancestors did it, not the way that, like, for we had decided one year our children were going to dress up like old people, like our ancestors. And so they did. And we had set a plate for our ancestors, and it was like, hey, we're all here. Because I know at one time we
Mhm.
are ancestors who are back again. So
Mhm.
yeah, our children, they're so cute. They had mustaches and glasses on, and my daughter, she had her old woman purse, and those glasses that had the chains that come
Oh,
up.
yes, yes, yes. Yes,
She was
too.
like 6, and she had on those glasses. But yeah, we don't do stuff the way that society or our oppressors have taught us to do things. No.
Right,
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm.
right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So why that's I'm sorry, did you have another question? I don't want to
No,
talk.
no, no, that was all.
Why do you think that the animals know death before humans?
Because they're tuned in. Like I said, we're distracted with TV, music. We would know. We would know if we weren't so just, we have been so separated. Because a
Yeah.
person who's about to pass away, just like even the stories in the Bible, they all knew before they were gonna pass away, and they would call their children into the room or whatever, and they'd give them their birthright
Thank
or
you.
whatever. They knew that.
Hmm. I think we do that too, in a sense,
Yeah,
but
some of us do it
I think
instinctually.
we still do
Yeah,
that part.
instinctually, but it's not like a conscious knowing anymore.
Yeah.
It's more instinct.
I mean, a lot of things I can remember. Oh God, because when you grow up with your grandmother, pretty much, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying, and
Mm.
the older things that they did. Oh my gosh, I just can think of when you even got sick. I had
Mhm.
bad nosebleeds growing up,
Oh, well, so did I.
and
So did I.
oh my God. I mean, they did everything. Everybody from the church was there. Everybody from the church was called over. And it was
Mhm.
kind of spooky as a child. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That everybody from the church, and then they put keys down my back
The
and
key,
keys
yep.
around my
The
toes.
frozen
And
key.
I just, I'm just saying,
Mhm.
but it worked.
It does, and that. Like I said, I'm going right back to Grandma's Secrets. That's why I put Grandma's Secrets together, because all those old things that grandmas did. And then, so this is why also I have my YouTube channel, Grandma's Secrets and Grandpa's
Yeah.
Wisdom. And people are sharing those old remedies. I've got Judge Joe Brown on there, but I also
Oh
have
Lord,
like,
I gotta call him and get on him. Oh Lord.
yes, so he's on
Hmm.
there. I've got midwives, I've got Reiki masters, I've got quite a few different people sharing those old time remedies and old, like, even relationship advice, stuff to do during pregnancy. Like, I had 13 children, and here it is, I find out just within the last year that when you're in your ninth month and you just like, okay, I'm so ready for this baby to come. All you gotta do is eat egg.
Yes.
All you gotta do is eat eggplant. Why didn't nobody tell me this?
What? I thought it was castor
Eggplant.
oil.
Eggplant.
Eggplant.
Eggplant. There was a restaurant in Georgia. They would make this eggplant dish, and they had a whole wall of the restaurant of all the pictures of the babies that were born from eating the eggplant. Why ain't nobody telling me this? So this is the stuff that's in Grandma's Secrets. Because if you go back to all this old stuff, we wouldn't have to go to the doctor so much. The other thing we have in Grandma's Secrets, we got Grandma's Dark Secrets, because there was
Mm.
things that our grandmothers did that they shouldn't have did. And so we got to talk about that stuff too, so that we don't keep repeating these same stupid mistakes. So yeah, I cannot wait to release this book. I
Oh
told
my God.
everybody November 15th is the last day I am accepting submissions for this
I know
book.
I gotta get some stuff
Yes, you
to you
do.
guys now.
Anything that somebody sends me after November 15th will be in Grandma's Secrets Part 2. There's going to be a
Okay.
second volume. So if you don't get it in now, and if anybody would like to send in some good stories of something their grandmother, aunt, uncle, or something you even learned on your own about them ancient remedies or healing stuff, because I did not know, like back in the day, if people got a cut, grandmas would get cobwebs,
Mm-hmm.
and put it on there, wrap it up, and it'd be like it was like it never happened. I'm like, cobwebs got all that dust in it. I was like, I
Shoot,
could.
if you got a fever blister or anything, they put your own earwax in.
Okay, no,
You
I didn't know
know,
that. So
earwax
you gotta send that in
on
because
it. Mm-hmm.
some stuff
Yes.
I'm like, really? Yeah.
Yes. But wait, but listen, let's get into this part. Now we gonna go there. What about
Mm-hmm.
you?
What
You
about
know
what?
that's what they used to do. Talk about putting roots on you.
Oh Lord. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the stuff that we
Oh,
said we ain't
girl.
gonna be doing. We don't do that stuff. We don't do
I
them
know,
roots,
but I'm saying that's what the old people used to talk
but
about back in
they
the day.
work. They work. They worked. And but
Honey, who you telling? Who are you telling? That's what I'm saying.
I
You
know
gotta be
that's the
careful when you deal with
you.
some people.
I
You
met this
really
girl.
do.
I'm telling you, I met this girl from Africa. She said she did something to her uncle. She pissed him off. She said he had her walking backwards for a week. She could not walk. She could only walk backwards. I said, "What the heck can you do to make somebody walk backwards for a week?"
But they're tapped into a energy that is not inside the box. They're
Uh-uh.
tapped into it. I always tell people, leave me alone. Just
Mm-mm,
leave
I
me
would,
alone.
I would
Because
never.
because I do. I'll tell a person in a minute. Look, before we go any further,
Mm-hmm.
leave me, leave me alone. Okay, I will tell you quick because sometimes a person will do something to me and I have to catch myself.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
understand? I gotta catch myself because if I hear that now, next a year from now, you blind or
Right.
something, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
The
You gotta
power,
be
you know what,
careful.
we don't, this is what they're talking about, writing and spelling, like, spells, we do spells just in writing. And the power of our word, the words that come out of our mouth, those are spells alone. You have to watch what you say.
You gotta be
my,
careful.
my
But you
father's
gotta be
friend.
careful what you do to people too, though.
Exactly, but it comes stuff can you can just say something, make it happen. You don't even got to use no herbs, no
Yeah.
nothing. My father's friend got in a bar fight with this dude, and he said, "I hope one day you get hit by a truck and you're paralyzed and you end up in a wheelchair for the rest of your life." This was the words that came out this man's mouth. The one who said it ended up in a wheelchair for the rest of his life. Out of all the things,
That's what I'm trying to say. You gotta
you gotta watch
because
what
if
you
a
say.
person don't deserve it, you
Yep, it's
understand
gonna
what I'm
come right
saying?
back and
It
slap
could
you
come
in your
right back
face.
and smack you. But sometimes, I always tell people like today, girl,
Mhm.
I have wanted this, I always tell you I got this thing with pots. I love good old fashioned pots because I like
Yes.
to cook in them. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Or just a
Mhm.
fetish or something. So I just happened
Yeah.
to be down Farmers Market and I seen this pot, girl. I said, wait a minute, I'm going to go on the ATM machine. Give me like a couple minutes. I'll be back. You feel me? I'm going to get
Uh-huh.
this pot, girl. It was like an old cast iron heavy pot, but it had the top
Yeah.
to it and the
Mhm.
drain. You know what I'm saying? So I was
Whoa.
like, oh, I'm going to get this pot. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But first, he tried to charge me $20 for it. I said, I talked him down. I was like, well, it ain't all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was like, well, okay, Robin, you can get it for like, say 15. So I said, wait a minute, let me go ahead to the A&T. I said, well, baby, did I take too long? So here I come back. I'm looking where I put the pot, girl. It's gone.
Oh no.
The pot was gone. So, oh, I was hot. I was like, John, where my pot at? And he was like, what you mean? So, girl, he actually went and acted like he was looking for the pot, knowing he had sold the pot.
Oh no.
And that even made me worse mad. And I know me. So all I said, John, please don't lie to me. Did you sell my pot? And he was like, he was like, no, maybe somebody just took the pot. I said, a heavy pot like that, did nobody take that from? Now he's even making it worse. God looked at him and I guess that's what I said. God don't love ugly. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And it
Mhm.
just came out so quick because I'm letting it's like I felt myself going there. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, let me
Mhm.
just walk off and just like calm myself down.
Wow.
One, you sold my pot, which was I said what you did was devious and rotten, and I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I could feel myself getting ready to say now if it was a small thing, but a big thing can happen from a small thing.
Yes.
Just tell the truth. I'd rather you just tell the truth that you sold the pot.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? That you did that behind my back and was devious.
Mhm.
But it almost made me go there. What I'm saying? And I wanted to be careful because I've been said the wrong thing. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying? So I was like, oh
Yeah,
God.
like I said, you can accidentally do a spell just
And
with your
yes,
words. Just with your words.
yes. And I even realized that you about to pop somebody with something. But that's
Mhm.
because I'm into I know it. I know this. So
Yes.
that's why I'm stopping myself before I go there with it.
Yes.
You see, I'll talk. I will talk anybody and say, please, let's just let it go. Cause
Yeah.
I know me. I don't want to just come out my mouth and say something and just no. Just
Yes.
we gotta be careful when you know stuff, when you was raised in this stuff and
Yep.
you know it. You gotta be very,
Yes.
very careful because it's very, very real.
It is.
That's
It's
why all of
very.
the holy books pray off of that.
Mhm.
I hope
Mhm.
they don't think that that those things are in the Quran, the Bible, all of the books. I hope
Yes.
they don't think that it's there for nothing.
I know. For real. For
If
real.
if it was for nothing, it wouldn't be in there.
Mm.
Believe you me,
Mhm.
it wouldn't even be in there. But yeah, so I definitely wanted to have these type of conversations when it get near what they call Halloween and stuff
Yes.
like that. So I'm
That's
going over
yeah.
my little time here. So don't see, hey, back up here. I hope her phone stay on this stuff.
Yes. Because
Mhm.
it's real. I mean, this stuff is so real, but nobody likes to talk about it.
I think they
But
might be afraid. I don't know. But Dulcie, you
like I
was
said,
about to was you gonna say something, Dulcie? Can you hear me, Dulcie? I don't know.
why not?
Doc, did you want to say something else too?
No, I'm good.
I
Good.
can hear you.
No, I said I'm good. No, I don't have any more questions. I'm good.
Do you think that a lot of this stuff is still real deep down south?
Heck yeah, it is. All of that stuff, the stuff that they call superstitions, people
Hmm.
live by that.
Yes.
They take that serious. Like, don't sweep somebody's foot with a broom.
Oh yeah, honey. I still do it. Spit on the broom. I still do it to this
Yes.
day. And even when my hands itch, I be like, oh, darn it, like my left hand itch. I'd be
Mm,
like, oh man, that means I'm great. Have to spend some money or some money is about to come out
yeah.
my hand. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like the same little stuff.
I know. And my hands itch. I'm about to get money. I'm like,
On the right, on both hands, I'm talking about that right hand itch. I know
right
money
here.
may come
Yep.
in. That
Mm,
left hand itch, I know money about to go out.
yep.
Some money, some
I
out.
know. It's like all those things. And a lot of times people are like, oh, that's not real. This stuff, it just is real. Or else our grandmothers wouldn't have done it. And we still doing it to this day.
Yes,
We don't continue
yes,
doing stuff that's not real.
yes,
It's real.
yes.
And so, like I said, if anybody's got some of them old remedies they want to share in Grandma's Secrets, please let me know because I have learned so much. One woman told me her aunt taught her how to make cough syrup out of a rutabaga and sugar.
Mm.
And everybody that has tried it, if they still had that cough from COVID, they did this remedy and the cough went away. This stuff is real, and we
What
need
is
to.
it that she used?
a rutabaga, just a rutabaga and some sugar. That was
And some sugar.
and some sugar.
Oh,
It
okay.
worked. It works so good. I was
Yes,
like,
I wish we would
whoa,
go back to the old ways. The
this is
old
what
ways was the best ways. They may have seemed a little scary,
exactly.
superstitious, but it caused you to be cautious
It
of,
does.
of your respect. Because I remember when I was younger, you couldn't disrespect your elders. Oh, girl, you knew you was gonna have bad luck, and your mind actually told you
Mm-hmm.
that you was
Mm-hmm.
gonna have bad luck if you
Yes,
disrespected your elders. Oh my
exactly.
God.
Girl, we couldn't even try to fix our lips to say to talk back.
Mm,
Girl, we would never talk back. And these days, children just talk all kinds of crazy. And
yes,
that doesn't mean you've been warned a million times in the Bible growing up. You disrespect your parents, you will have bad luck.
yes. Yes, I mean, but even though that's there, but that's a spiritual thing, though.
It is.
It's very spiritual because they're closer to the ancestors probably than we are,
Exactly. They are.
and we up there getting girl. I never forget. I was sitting in Dr. Naila's place one day, and the
Mhm.
lady told me, she said, I can see two people behind you. One was,
Mhm.
I said, what? I'm saying, but when she said it, I was like. She said, "Girl, they must be with you all the time." And I
Mhm.
was like, "Okay." You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
didn't think she was crazy or weird by saying it because it could be very true that she could see what I can't see.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
I just said to her, "I hope they protected me, that they are protecting me."
Yes, it's
You know what I'm
deep because
saying?
when you just had Rod Wade on here, um, he was talking about remote viewing. Have you ever done any remote viewing?
What do you mean when you say that?
Okay, remote viewing is very interesting because, like, most people tell you being psychic is not real, but the military, the whole military has a whole section of psychics. These people can find missing children. They're psychics, and the military pays them. So why they turn around and tell us psychics ain't real? So remote viewing is exactly that. It was started by the military to help people find missing people, to find, like, hey, say like a whole troop of
Mm.
people got lost somewhere. You get the remote viewers and they could find them. And so that is another way for a person to learn to tap into their psychic abilities is by studying remote viewing. I used to study remote viewing, and I had my teenage daughters. I'd be like, "Come on, y'all gonna learn this," because it really does help you to tap in, get more intuitive. And they said, as you study, women who are postmenopausal are the best remote viewers. And then I was like, whoa. So I was wondering why? And it was just because, just like our grandmothers, everybody be like, dang, grandma always knew. Grandma, you couldn't pull nothing over grandma's eyes. She's very psychic. She's very intuitive.
Mhm.
It's the same thing. Once
Girl,
a
she be all
woman,
the way downstairs, you all the way upstairs on the
I
third
know. And
floor, and
she
she
was
know what
like,
you
girl,
doing.
what you doing? They know it just clicks. You just feel it. So,
Yes.
yeah.
You
But
hear
remote
her now.
viewing,
Robbie, I know that's you.
yep,
I
exactly.
know that's you.
Exactly. I'm telling you, remote viewing is fun. If you can ever start studying, ooh wee,
That's
remote viewing is deep.
that was truly the good old days, but that was the days of the switch too.
Oh Lord, I'm so happy I've never experienced a switch. A leather
But
belt,
you know
yeah,
what?
not a switch.
Both of them hurt. Either way it go, both of them hurt. But you know what? I like to feel and really feel. It's like when I touch things, I want to
Mhm.
touch it and feel it. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? And get the energy from it.
exactly. Hmm.
You know, and
Yeah.
I definitely don't play with anybody that's transcending.
Hmm.
That I do not. And I
Oh, yeah.
try not to uh listen to anybody that might be disrespectful You know how
Mhm.
people be like, "Girl, she got on my nerves," or "I
Yeah,
ain't like her anyway," or something like that. I don't even want to hear none of it.
I
That's worse than
know.
that's just as bad as disrespecting your elders. I
It
don't want to
is.
be involved in that conversation.
Yes, this
No,
sister was just put a comment up talking about the remote viewing.
oh yeah, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, I see it now. I ain't got my glasses
Hmm.
on at first. Part
Yes.
using the individual to perceive or describe this.
But going back to even what you were saying in regards to with Grandma's Secret. So
Hmm.
for those of you, I want you just real quickly, Senna, to just let us know where we can purchase the book. Um,
Oh
and
yeah.
also, and I'll write it down and I'll pin it, or you can put it in the back chat if you want, and I can copy
Yeah.
it and I'll pin it to the thing. We can
So
do it that way too.
the book is not available yet. It's being edited, and then it will be an audio book also probably around January. But right now, you can go to my YouTube channel because, like
Okay.
I said, the YouTube channel is just an extension of the book. But you get to hear much more on the YouTube channel because people are like just giving all this knowledge for like an hour
Yeah.
each
And what
hour.
is your YouTube? Say it again, your YouTube
It
channel?
is Grandma's Secrets and Grandpa's Wisdom.
Okay. Grandma's Secrets and Grandpa's Wisdom.
Yes.
Um, so I know that, like, because I was thinking about that. You know how they say, history always repeats itself,
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
like in my generation growing up, was like there was this push, there was this like overall energy of, oh, you know, go out into the world and create your own little nuclear family, go to college, kind of stepping away from the generational household that I think a lot of us grew up in. I know I grew up in a household. I had my grandmother, I had my aunties around up until I was 10 going on 11, until my mom had moved from my grandmother's house. But that's how we were all raised.
Wow.
And my nana would have you. One thing she always did up until the day she transitioned, literally, growing up, we had 3 meals a day with snacks. So like in
Mhm.
the summertime, so for example, in the summertime, okay, it is the summer. Why are
Mhm.
we waking up at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, Nana? Like, what is the point of that? Like, why? Just why? I didn't understand it. Like, what is going on in your life? Like, it's summertime.
Yeah.
Why can't you just let us chill and like live? No, you was up. Not only were you up, but this is my mom's mom. So not only when you woke up, she also didn't play with walking around in night clothes.
Oh
So
heck no.
be in pajamas all day, right? Or you're not going to be in your nightgown. When you wake up, you are
Yeah.
to get dressed. When
Yeah.
we ate breakfast at the same time every single day. You
Yes.
got and when we sat at her little dinner table, with
Mhm.
all her grand picnic around her, me and my little cousins around her,
Mhm.
um, we often in the morning time she always made porridge, for example, or what you guys will say is oatmeal or
Yep.
grits.
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay, but and she was
Farina, like,
Indian, so
mhm.
she would make
Yes.
porridge, and then she like if it was the weekend on a Saturday, we would always have porridge with fried fish. So because what
Mhm.
she did was every single Friday we did not eat meat, right? No
Ooh.
meat whatsoever. Okay, there
Mm.
was no meat. It only could be
That's
fish,
different.
fish,
Wow.
vegetable. Yeah, and so when you think about it, like first of all, we all hated it. Me and my cousins, we all did not understand it. We didn't understand why.
Mm.
Okay, fine. Now we go outside, right? It's summertime. You go outside, you play with your friends or what have you. So now it's lunchtime. Lunchtime
Mm.
was 12:30 on the dot. You heard?
Yep.
Let me tell you, 12:30 on. If your ass was not in her house, 12:30 on the dot, right?
Ex-
And we sat down at that table and we ate whatever she cooked. Um,
Exactly.
she also, both my grandmothers, my dad's mom and my mom's mom, but they
Mhm.
did not allow outside food into the house. So there
Mhm.
was no going to the corner store and buying you a hamburger or buying you a pizza or getting McDonald's like everyone else or all our friends did. That was heresy. No,
Mhm.
no, no, no,
Yes.
no. You're going to eat what I cooked. But see,
Exactly.
the beauty we hated. Oh my God, we hated. We thought like this is just crazy. Another thing, there was in terms of drinking, you either drank your water, right?
Uh-huh.
She
Mhm.
always had ginger beer, and she had something called sorrel. I don't know if you guys know what sorrel is. Sorrel.
I
Nope.
heard
Okay.
of it though. I heard of it.
Okay, so that was like what you drink if you wanted something sweet. That was in her fridge 24/7. And if you know anything about taro, it's a leafy green plant, but it's also like a fruit, thing of like hibiscus.
Right.
Um, and it has a lot of health benefits. Like for example, sorrel can it's a herb, it can improve your digestion, it improves eyesight, blood pressure, and
Mm.
many things more. So these are the things, but as a kid, you don't know that. You just know
You
that this
just know
is
you better
different.
drink it.
Hey, Sword, you just know that is
Mhm.
something different.
Yep.
But what that did was for all of us, right? To this
Mhm.
day, it created a sense of discipline in all of us, right? So,
Exactly.
she also was very clear on when you're sitting at the dinner table, you eat a certain way. You're not going to be talking with food in your mouth, okay? There's a
Exactly.
fork and a knife for a reason. You're going to learn how to use that fork and that knife. Most West Indians are like that in that way, that kind of like strict upbringing. And also, we did not get sick. Her grandchildren never got sick. We
Mhm.
did not
Exactly.
have the common cold. We didn't get,
Yes.
chicken pox. We never got the measles. We,
Exactly.
and this is all because of
Mm-hmm.
them and
Exactly.
what they were doing. Even my father's mother, she was from the South. My grandfather's from Alabama, and my grandmother was from Georgia. Deep, deep Southern roots. And
Mm-hmm.
so, but everything she made from biscuits, she would make that by hand. My
Yes.
grandmother, my dad's
Of
mom, was
course.
known for her cakes, her biscuits. I mean, you smelt it when you got out of the elevator, walk into her apartment, right? But
Mm-hmm.
those things played a large role because, like you said, they weren't going to the doctor. They weren't going to every time they had an ailment, a headache, a this, that, and third. They wasn't rushing to the doctor for a medicine. No, they didn't
Yeah.
have access to that. You use what was at your disposal, and usually that was something natural. So some
Yep.
kind of herb, some kind of plant, some type of green. You know. So those things were hindsight. Turn that down some, please, real quick. That's hindsight is 2020, obviously, but me and my cousins, we talk about that a lot even now when we get together, like just how thankful and grateful we understand it now. But as a kid, it was like,
You
yo, why
needed
can't we
it.
go to
Yeah.
McDonald's? Like, why are we not going to KFC? Like, why? You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
she would what? You walk in her house with some food if you want.
No.
You try it. You try it.
Mm-hmm.
To me,
Yep.
those was the good old days, Dots.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we hated it at the time.
Exactly.
But now that we think back, those were the best. Oh my God, that fish in the morning with
Yes.
the eggs, scrambled eggs with cheese and the
Mhm.
grits. Oh, girl,
Yes.
you better stop
Yeah,
playing.
I still cook 3 times a day, and my children get snacks. And today I bought some liquid iron. Last week I bought them some cod liver oil. Those are the
Oh
things
my
that we
God,
all
no. Oh
need.
no.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Just bought some cod liver oil because
I
it's
don't
too
know if
bad
Dots
to
got
forget.
past that age, Senna. Did you, Dots? Did you get to past the age where we stood in line to get to castor oil, or did y'all do that too?
Wait, say it again. Say it again.
Did you get past the age? Because when me and Senna was little, we had to stand in line to get to castor oil. I mean, we cried the whole
Castor, yep.
time we stood in
Castor
line.
oil, cod liver
Oh
oil.
my God. Did you do that too, Dots? Because I've always wondered, 40 and under, did they do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, remember I said that before a few times. Like before going to school, so after the summertime was over, um, my nana she always made this like tincture to cleanse us. All right. We would be
Yes.
going to the bathroom like crazy, y'all. And it tasted disgusting.
Yep.
And it was a blend of cod liver oil
Mm.
and there was like two other herbs that she would mix and she would put it on the stove and she would let it simmer overnight. So it was thick, it was
Mm.
horrible, but I guess it worked. You know what I mean? Because all them parasites and whatever you were cleansed out. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I miss them so much. I really do. I miss my grandparents so
Of
much. Oh my
course.
god.
Of
But
course.
then now they
Yes.
trying to say you can rub castor oil on your body and get the same effects. I don't believe that. But
No, you can pour, like I was doing this for a while. I was pouring a little bit of castor oil into my belly button, and I just
Yeah, I do
laid in the
that.
bed at night. That really, I did notice I was losing weight when I was doing that. Um, I do carry some all natural healthcare products on my Etsy, because like going along with Grandma's Secrets, I'm like making some of the stuff available. Like I have an ointment for varicose veins. That
Mm.
is, oh my goodness, it really, oh, that works so well. Because, like, as women, a lot of times we're standing on our feet too long, pregnancies, all of that. We
Oh,
end up,
share it. How do you get rid of varicose veins?
like I said, I've got the product on my Etsy page. Yeah, because I make it and it is, I don't know, for some reason it's been selling like crazy lately.
Mm.
So that's been very interesting. I also carry things like Florida water, because that's
Oh,
the other thing.
Florida water. Yes.
I love
Florida water, man. Yes, yes.
I just put my Etsy page. Do you see it, Dots?
Hold on. Let me look onto the private chat. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
you see, Sakina put on there no elbows. Remember we wasn't allowed to put our elbows on the table.
Oh
That's
Lord,
right. That's right.
no, we were not allowed to put our elbows on the table at all.
But you better not. You
Heck
better not.
no. Oh my
Look, can
goodness.
I just tell y'all that is when that is one of my pet peeves.
Uh huh.
If you are eating in front of me and you do not know how to eat with a fork and a knife, you don't know how to
Oh
hold the
Lord.
fork, or you put your and you're just a smacking and eating and chewing and being, oh my goodness. I'm like, every time I see that, I say, thank you, Nana. Thank you, Nana. Because
Uh
I
huh.
promise y'all, my grandmother did not play those games. You are not talking with a whole bunch of food in your mouth
Oh my
yapping. You're not putting elbows on the table, and you're going to learn how to hold that fork correctly. Okay?
yeah.
That's what
Yes.
you're
Oh
going to
my
do.
yes. Talking with
But
food in
look,
your mouth is like it's so disrespectful
mm-mm.
to
You're gonna get a beating for
everyone.
that.
Everyone, because see all that chewed up food. Oh my goodness.
Sakina
Mm,
put on
mm,
there.
mm.
My grandma's thing was brewing tea and making cold. What's that? The cold, making it the cold the best. But listen, we always had milk. I think maybe once a week we got something else different to drink. We
Wow.
had milk and water,
Mm.
and on the weekends maybe we might
Mhm.
get like, I don't know, like something sweet to drink, like Kool-Aid and stuff like that.
Yeah,
You
that's
better not touch it before you eat all your food
of
either.
course. You better not.
You better not
Mhm.
act like a girl. We used to wait till my grandma left out the kitchen because we had to eat in the kitchen. The
Yes,
only time we
yes.
ate at the dining room table is if it was like maybe Sunday dinner or we had somebody from the church come over, and we had to fix the dining room up for the visitors. But other than
Mhm.
that, you ate at the kitchen table.
Yep.
Well, but you know what?
Oh
That food
my
was
goodness.
the bomb when I started thinking back on that fried chicken my
Mhm.
grandfather used to cook. It was once, see, my grandfather did the frying and my grandmom did the bacon in my
Mm.
house. Now,
Uh-huh.
my dad mom did everything. She could cook, she put her foot all in the pot. But girl, I just think about the roast beef, the
Mm.
ham, even though I ain't had that stuff in 40 years. I'm just trying to say
Yep.
back
Yeah.
then, people lived to be almost 100 years old.
I
Eating
know. That's what I'm
all that
saying.
stuff.
That
They
is my
ate
biggest
everything.
question.
Here I am down to fish
Uh-huh.
and sometimes chicken. Shoot. They ate everything and anything, if everything and anything. Okay. I remember I came home one
Exactly.
time and they had a muskrat. I said, I'm not eating that.
Oh heck no.
Mhm.
I'm not eating that.
Uh-uh.
But they was from the South though. And
That's right.
chitlins.
Yes.
I wouldn't eat none of that either.
No, I was just talking to somebody about some chitlins today. I'm like, I'm sorry, I ain't never wanted to eat it. Ain't
I'm
never
not
going to.
eating.
I just made a pot of gumbo yesterday, like 2 days ago. Made me a big old pot of gumbo. Stuff like that, yes, I will do. But I ain't about to eat no coon. I
I
ain't
ain't
about
eating
to eat
none of
no
that.
possum.
Mm-mm. But
No,
back then, though, the men used to go fishing and bring the fish home.
yeah, that's what they
They
supposed
didn't
to.
even have to go to the fish market. They
Mhm.
went fishing and brought fish home.
Yes. Yeah.
Shoot.
You know also what's good? I don't know. Are you guys familiar with Mauby? Mauby?
No.
Does
What's
that
it called
sound
again? Say it again, Dots.
Mauby?
Norby.
It's more West Indian, like a
What
carpet,
is
but
it?
Mauby, um, Mauby, it's a root, it's a bark, and it's very, very bitter. But like you can, people sometimes will put it in alcoholic beverages, but the benefits of Mauby, it's excellent, especially in women. It's excellent for our urinary tract, right? So it's a prevention against UTIs.
Uh-huh.
It also lowers blood sugar. It helps with swelling of the joints.
Goodness.
Mm.
um it stimulates kidney function, like if you're suffering from asthma or respiratory kind of things. It also alleviates that, right? And that was another drink that's all. Like if it wasn't water, Morbi, or excuse me, if it wasn't water sorrel, then it was Morbi. So it's a bark, it's a root, and it's very bitter. It's very, and not, you got to know how to brew it right, know how to. But these are the staples. This is like,
Yeah.
you know, so much. I don't like Morbi. I'll be honest. I hate Morbi. It's an acquired taste, but it's a root and it really works. So just for those of you who may be dealing with, like, they sell Morbi everywhere now, the Morbi root.
Oh.
um, you know what?
I would like
Senna,
to
I'm going to
try
email you some of
that.
my
How do
my
you eat it,
grandmother's
Dots?
recipes. I want,
How
Well,
do you
yes,
eat
because
it?
I would love to get that into
Yeah.
Grandma's Secrets. And
yeah.
where are you from?
Okay, I was born here. My mom was born here, but my nana is from Barbados.
Oh.
She's from Barbados. Yeah.
How do you
Um,
eat that, Dots? How do you eat the what you talking about? How do you eat it?
Umami?
no, it's a right. It's not. You don't eat it. It's you boil it. It's a drink.
Oh.
Oh,
So
okay.
you buy the root and you brew it on the stove. And some people, because it is so bitter, like they'll add something to sweeten. My
Mm-hmm.
nana never did. It was just a straight Morby root.
Mm.
Um, but these are the things that really aided, I think, in us not being sick and not getting the things that, let's say some of our peers used to always suffer from. We never really did. Like, I know that my sister was diagnosed with asthma at one time, like when she was way young.
Mm-hmm.
And but if you ask my sister when's the last time she had an asthma attack, she can't tell you. I don't
Yeah.
even remember. You know,
Mhm.
I remember my grandmother sucking her teeth, my nana sucking her teeth, telling my mom, basically like, what the hell are you believing them damn doctors for? You don't go to the doctor. Doctors are not for health. Doctors are to give you medicine. They don't heal anything. You
Nope.
know,
Never,
like you.
never
Come on.
will.
So
Mm-mm.
yeah,
Wow.
I'm gonna email you some of those because those that's important.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Actually, we need to
Yes.
talk. We need to talk about.
That's interesting though, Dots. I wouldn't mind getting some. I need some more healthier stuff in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, just listening to those things.
Definitely. That's
Yes, ma'am. Yeah,
mm-hmm. Yes.
yeah.
Old secrets. And they go them old secrets go all the way down to like, relationship advice and stuff to do during pregnancy,
Yes.
all of that. I mean, there's even stuff for like, you gotta take care of your pets. All of that stuff is so
That's it.
Oh,
it,
Othello. Yes,
we
see,
need all of
they
it.
did say that, Othello, but ew. Look, he said my grandma told me the day they had pop. They did, but good gracious alive, they did say it, but
Oh man. Oh, squirrel too. Oh Lord.
they did say that though. They did used to say
No,
that
I'm
stuff.
telling you, I went to Mississippi to visit my husband's family, and I was at his grandmother's house, but I was the only one there. The neighbor came knocking on the door. He had this big roasting pan. He said, "Here, I'm bringing this over for the family." And I'm like, "Oh, what is it?" He took the lid off, and it was a possum.
Ah,
I almost slammed the door in his
Ooh,
face.
mm,
He was like, "No, it was in the tree. We killed it and cooked it." I said, "Oh my goodness."
uh,
I'm from up north, so I am not used to that at all. I'm sorry. I was like, it was
yeah.
a whole
If
possum.
you
He
ever
had,
look at them African movies, they
oh my
always be in the
goodness.
field running after something that look like a possum.
Oh Lord. That possum
I'm
had,
like,
how
what
they had
that
the
is?
picnic with the apple in his mouth. This possum was in the roasting pan. I don't think it was apple.
Oh
He
my
had something in his
god.
mouth. And they cooked it. You see the whole thing, the eyes and everything is still there. I just freaked out. I'm sorry.
Oh man.
Brother La.
Mm,
Yeah,
Hey,
but
brother La.
mm.
mm.
Woo! I was like, no, thank you. I was supposed to bring this in the house. Oh Lord. Oh my goodness.
Well, let us be quiet. Dulcie, can you hear? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear, but I don't have a question. I was just getting kicked off before, but I'm probably gonna get kicked off again.
No,
Oh,
no.
it must be the area. The area sometimes does that. I don't know why, but it do. But yeah, those was the good old days, and hearing the old stories that they told was the best times too.
Oh yes.
Ain't nothing like being raised by your grandparents back in the
Mm,
60s, back in
yes.
those days in the 70s and stuff. Nothing like being raised during those times.
Oh no, it was. It
Oh
was.
God,
Oh,
they make you sit up all day listening to old church hymns.
no,
Oh
no.
God.
It's beautiful to hear them tell stories about them growing up. That's what I love the most.
Mhm.
Hearing my grandmother talk about when she was a teenager, when she was a little girl and stuff. Oh man, ooh, love that.
Pictures what get me is when looking back at the pictures and then looking at us now. God, I'm like the same age as they were then, and they look like I
Ain't
ain't even
that
gonna say
crazy?
what they look like. God darn.
I
And here I am.
know.
I still be wearing half shirts at my, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, would she look like that at my age? And she was actually younger than me with bonnets on and the long dresses and stuff. And then I
Mm-hmm.
looked like an old woman at
Man,
50 something. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And then
they
when I
have
look
been
at
through
me,
a
I
lot.
be like, "Ugh, life has really changed."
For real. For real.
Real, right?
I was thinking about how they had to wash all their clothes with the
Oh
washing
my
board. Oh my
God.
goodness. If I had to use a washing board,
We
we'd be
had
in
one of them
trouble.
in my house.
We'd be in trouble.
We had one in my house.
My grandmother had one my whole time growing up. My grandmother had one in the house. She didn't use it, but it was still there.
Yeah, we had one in my house too. I remember it. Everything was in the
Ooh.
darn kitchen.
Oh my
Ugh.
goodness. Mm-mm. No,
Yeah, it was man, it was something back in them good old God,
Yes, baby.
I don't know if it was
Oh,
your something was that dots? I don't know. I
yep.
thought it was yeah. But yeah, everything was just like amazing back then. It
I
really was
know.
when you think about it. We had to go to church every single
Every
Sunday.
Sunday.
Every Sunday was Sunday school, girl. I can remember me and my sister just crying. We didn't want to go.
Girl, we couldn't cry. You better act like you happy to go. There was
Good
no
gracious.
crying. You'd be in trouble. You try crying, talking about you don't go to church. Oh no.
And
Mm,
every time we would take that quarter or 50 cent that we're supposed to be putting in that tray, it
girl.
was always a store up the street. But
Mm,
the thing was how to sneak out and get up to the store.
girl.
So
Nope. I tried. I
one
tried
of them
that one
ushers
time.
is going to tell on you. God.
Girl. I tried that one time and never tried it again.
But it was always one person's cent. You
Mm,
know what I'm saying? You had the 50 cent or the quarter that you were supposed to
yeah.
put
In the tray.
in the tray,
Uh-huh.
but it was always one person, but we could get all that candy. Girl,
Girl.
Mary Jane's, squirrel nuts, lemon heads, Jolly Ranchers, every candy, penny
Girl.
candy.
I know you could get
Oh
so much
my
candy.
God.
Oh goodness! Don't let you have $1 and go to the corner store. Oh Lord.
Girl, we have 100 things. Like,
Yep.
girl.
Oh
And I lived
no.
in Atlantic City, so we was always trying to sneak home through the boardwalk way. Girl, we get a
Mm,
beating every single time, and we still did it.
girl.
We still
Oh,
did it.
woo. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I remember Chicken Bone Beach. Yeah,
Beach. Hmm.
Yes, we had fun. I had fun growing up
Wow.
with
Girl.
my Bama self. I am so Bama. It's pathetic.
Oh my
Wow,
goodness.
wow. Just
Wow.
wow. But those was the days we pretended to be. That you ain't never get together with your sister and your cousins and stuff, and y'all pretend to be the Supremes.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord. That
Yes.
is too funny, girl. Yeah.
You know we did it though, right?
Girl, we was switch up which group we was gonna be today.
Girl, yes. The one that sing Mr. Postman. And oh my God, we had some crazy
Oh
time.
Lord. Oh my goodness. Mm-mm.
Oh man.
That is too
And I ain't gonna lie, Michael was my boyfriend. Girl, Michael was my boyfriend. You know,
Oh
we 5
Lord.
girls in a group, right? And each one of
Mhm.
us picked one of the Jackson 5s to
Oh
be their
Lord.
girl, literally get into a fight and everything.
Oh
To
my
these, we never met these people.
Ain't that crazy? Girl. I had so many Michael Jackson posters, but this is
Girl.
later. I had all these Michael Jackson posters on my
Girl,
wall.
me too.
Girl,
I love
we went to New Orleans for the summer. Why I packed all my Michael Jackson posters and took them with me to New Orleans for the summer. Girl,
I
I
thought I
couldn't
was the
believe
bomb
it.
though. I thought it was the bomb when I met Marvin Gaye. Oh my
Oh
gosh. He
goodness.
wrote his autograph on a napkin for me. Oh my goodness.
Girl, I know you was
I thought
too
I was
happy.
the bomb.
I
Girl, I
know
was like,
you was
well, I'm just
too
letting y'all know
happy.
I am Michael Jackson's girlfriend because girl, you know.
Girl, that is too funny. Oh Lord.
But it was fun. It was fun though. It was really fun. That's what I'm saying. These kids today, I don't care who they got. I don't care who they got. They did not have our life. They did not
No,
have all the. They did not. The old
girl. That's
girl.
because we didn't sit in front of the video game and play video games all day.
We had. I don't never see a child playing double dutch, jacks, bat
Girl,
ball. None of it.
girl, I had to teach my dog. I'm like, nope, I'm gonna teach y'all how to play some double dutch. I had all my girls out there. We was double dutching. Yes, we
I can
were.
still jump double dutch and all that.
Girl, no way.
Yes way.
It's been so long. I haven't even tried.
Girl, honey, let somebody do it. I'll jump right in that rope.
I would love to see that.
Girl.
That is funny. But
Yeah.
yeah, we got to get all this stuff in the book. So whatever y'all got, please contact me. Like I said, even if it goes in book number 2, and whoever would like to do some interviews and share their stories about grandma, grandpa, we'll do that on the YouTube channel. Because this stuff, we need this. We need to get back to it. Me having 13 children, this is why I started it. Because I had 13 children. I'm like, dang, there's so much that I don't know.
That's what they did in the old days too. They had all the
Yep,
babies.
I know. I know. Yeah, so I was like, that's it. I'm about to figure this out. I'm about to contact as many people as I can and get this old knowledge. Because having a house full of children, you got to know everything. Like, how to keep them from getting sick, how to, even budget. Like, dude, you really got to budget when you got that many kids, So budgeting is something else grandma did. I don't know how my grandma always seemed to have money with all them kids. She still had a lot of, and then all the grandkids. She still somehow had a lot of money. I was like, how's she doing this? We got to learn all that stuff.
I was trying to read what Turtle Clan Brewster was saying. I was trying to understand that. Did he say something else? Crazy Bomb told me she was going to die and did the next day. Wow. You know what? That's true because see, when my daughter's grandmother was dying, right? She asked the nurse. She said, "Could you get my Bible for me?" The nurse said, "Yeah." And she said, "Yeah." She said, "Tell my kids." I said, "I love them and goodbye." And died. I was like, Gwenny is
I don't even know why so many of them. That's what they do. They ask for their Bible before they die.
Yes.
That's deep. That's deep. But I've noticed a lot of them, that's what they do.
Yeah, she said, "Pass me my Bible.
Exactly.
Tell my kids I love them, and goodbye."
Mm. Whoa.
Girl,
That's deep. That's deep. But yeah,
that
that's the
is
first
deep.
thing they ask for. They ask for their Bible.
Yeah,
Then you know. When they
yeah.
ask for their Bible, you know, uh-oh.
You already know what's
Yep.
about to take place.
Yep. Ooh. Mm. Dang, that's
Yeah.
deep.
Hmm.
Oh man, that just sent chills through my body.
But that's what they do. So
Mm-hmm.
this was a good conversation.
That was. I enjoyed it so
I
much.
enjoyed it myself, you know. I know
Mm-hmm.
Dulcie probably wanted to ask about the goblins and the, but I think you know what, with all that, with the Dracula and Wolfman and all that that plays into now, I said that's still to dumb down what the reality really is about
It
those.
is. It always has been. And like I said,
Yeah,
little do
they
they know.
see vampires every day sucking the life out of
Yeah.
people. You
And
know
people
what
don't know you doing that stuff, and that's gonna make your ancestors go in the opposite direction. You're
I'm saying?
supposed to be inviting them home, not scaring them away. But they tell you you do that to scare off the evil. No, they're trying to tell you to do things that's gonna make your ancestors not be there. It's always about you know, separating us from what's natural and keeping us from knowing who we are, knowing our true power. There's so much stuff, like I said, the distractions and then the stuff that's done on purpose. All this
Mhm.
stuff is to keep you from tapping in and being who you're supposed to be and doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Right, right, and that's a fact. That is
Mm-hmm.
truly, 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 truly a fact. I think
Mm-hmm.
with all the, like I said, all of the things that it just dumbs down
Yep.
the symbolic meaning
It
of what these
does.
things. Frankenstein, I think that that's what they did. They
Exactly.
put everybody, you know, they took everything and just made like in a sense Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
It's the corruption.
Hmm.
Everything to corrupt us and keep us from, like I said, fulfilling our destiny and becoming who we're supposed to be.
Yeah, it's really, 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 it's really crazy, you
Mm-hmm.
know. But Turtle, if you want to come up, I can put the stream again in the chat, and if you want to mention about what happened, you can. There it is, the stream in the chat again. Sakina, if you wanted to come up or anybody want to come up and
Mm-hmm.
say anything, you're fine. You know, we didn't get into the conversation of death. Like I said, you know, I'm still going
Yeah.
through, and I know you are too, Senna.
Yes,
But
I
it's
am.
just, you know, that's why I don't feel like arguing with nobody about, you know
Yeah,
what I mean? Because
yeah,
it's gonna make me go
yeah,
somewhere else with
that's
something.
uncalled for.
Whether I did or didn't, you know what I'm saying? We were very close, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody knows that about me and Dr. Walter P.
That's powerful. I love it.
That me and him, oh my gosh. He
Mm-hmm.
get smart with me for no reason. I mean, like, what I do?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? What did I
Mm-hmm.
do? Oh
Wow.
God.
Mm-hmm.
He will definitely be missed in my heart and on my phone. On my phone.
On your phone.
Oh my God. And all there.
Wow.
Girl. How
Mm-hmm.
are you, Vincent?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Fine.
Can you guys
Really
hear me? Oh, good, good. I wasn't sure you could hear me or not. Hey, so I had so much that peace to everybody on the panel. I have
good.
so much to say, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's so crazy you guys are talking, right? So like, you know how you said about controlling your dreams?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I
Oh, I
think it's
can.
weird for me as a guy to be able to do that, but I've always been in tune able to control my dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And that's
my
something.
mother, when she told me this, yep. And like, because I was like, it's my dream. And once I
Yes.
realized it's my dream, I like, you know, how people run, like when I was little, I used to be scared of it. But now, as I got older, you know, how people see like bad demons, things like that, and they dreams and stuff. I
Mm.
fight mine and beat them
Mm.
up all the time, like they're doing my dreams. Like
Wow.
it's crazy, but I do. I do
Mm-hmm.
it. I do it all the time, right? Um, when I was a kid, I used to see spirits,
Mm-hmm.
and when I separated from my wife, I saw spirits again.
Whoa.
But I can see things
Mm-hmm.
but I can't talk, but I can see them. It's
Mm-hmm.
really weird, right?
Yes.
Um, and when my mother passed away, she told before she passed, she said, "I'm gonna die." You said, "Benny, I'm gonna die, right?" And I'm like, no, mommy, please don't die, please don't die." And she's like, "Okay, baby, I'm not gonna die." But the next day, my father came in the room. He knocked on, woke us up. He said, Vinny, your mother." I'm like, "Dad, is mom gonna be okay?" She looked at me and said, "Benny, she's dead."
Mm.
Mm. Mm-mm.
Wow.
Yep. And ever since that, look, hold on, ever since that, right? Ever since that happened, my grandmother got sick. The lady started talking to me. She said, "This, I can teach you about your grandmother." I already knew she was gone.
Mm.
I already knew, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
And
powerful.
my my father-in-law, we would sit in the house. It was an argument between my nephews and stuff, right? And I'm walking by, we're going to go out the house, I'm walking by, I'm looking at him, I'm like, hold on. To his grandson, I'm like, hold on. Let me check. I'm like, Dad. He's not responding. He's not saying anything, right? Because I always check his breathing because I knew he had an irregular heartbeat.
Mm.
And I go to check on him, and he's cold, but I can't feel
Mm.
anything. I don't feel the pulse or anything. And I said to his grandson, I said, "I think he's dead." And he about
Mm.
fainted. I said, hold on. I grabbed him. Hold on. Don't faint. I said, "I need you right now to be strong. I don't know what's going on yet." And they call the ambulance. I called the ambulance. My wife was coming in the door at the same time, and I said to her, I said to him, I said, "Hey, ask her to take you to the store because I didn't want her to find out right away because she was her daddy's because she really loved her dad,
Oh
right?"
wow.
And and as she went to leave, but the ambulance started coming, but she had to come back because he forgot his wallet. So when the ambulance came back and he forgot his wallet, they confirmed that I was right, that he had passed on.
Mm.
And I always thought it was weird that I was the one able to find his body and stuff. And here's something you
Mm.
said, Freedom, that you might not believe this, but this is everything the truth. I promise you on this, right? So when you were talking about rest in peace and powers, the rest of Sir Walter Windsor and him
Mm-hmm.
writing the book and everything and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You don't know this, right? I started writing a book,
Mm.
right? My book is about poverty of all, right? And I was
Mm-hmm.
in a test in my book dealing with dealing with women in poverty because black women are the second highest rate in poverty, right? And I said, okay, when I get a chance, I'm gonna try to access to feeding them. Can I come on the show and talk to them about the book in poverty? I wrote you guys already into the story.
Wow.
I wrote you
That's
guys already into the
amazing.
story. The story is, and it's crazy that you said that. And at first I was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna talk about it because this is about something else, right?" But when you said Sir Walter Williams wrote the book and had you guys name into it, I wrote you guys into
Mm-hmm.
the story, but I was waiting for you guys for I was waiting to finish it to get you guys permission to see if you guys wanted to do it. But it was crazy because what you were just saying was like, "Oh, I have to say it now."
Mm-mm-mm.
I was
I'm
like, "I
telling
have
you,
to say this now because
I
that's
know you
crazy."
telling the truth. I know you telling the truth about one thing because when my godfather, and I'm telling you, me and my godfather was so close, it was uncanny. This man taught me how to walk in everything. And when he was transcending, I was walking past my kid's room and I looked, I said, Daddy in the room. He was in the room. Now, mind you, by this time I'm in Delaware, he's in Atlantic City. And I looked at him, I said, Daddy. The moment I said that, I was like, wait a minute, this ain't happening. You know what I'm saying? I was like, Daddy, he was like, he was in my kid's room. And when I said Daddy, I don't know, and the phone rang. It was my godmom. And I said, Junie, and God tell me he was just here with my kids. That's how
Yeah,
I know you're not
you can
lying,
feel it.
because he was, I could clearly see him in the room, and I
Mm.
will never forget it longest day I live.
Whoa.
And he was in the room, and the moment that I said daddy, and just like was like, you know what I'm saying, like, it was like an out of body experience, like in a sense thing, like daddy. I looked right in the room and seen him.
That is
And
powerful.
the phone
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
phone rang, and it was my godmom, and I said, "June," I wasn't scared or nothing. I said, "Don't
Mm-hmm.
even God tell me."
yeah.
I said he just left because he was just here with my kids, and she ain't do nothing but bust out crying. You know what I'm saying? Because that was the
Yeah.
closest. I mean, when I say that me and him was close, when I say that, Esther say that I couldn't even get in the funeral. I crawled in the funeral.
Mm.
That's how close we were.
Wow.
You know what I'm
Ooh.
saying? So it's
Yeah.
when you close to somebody, like, I don't know if it was me, but last night I dreamed about, I cried practically all night, and I dreamed about Dr. Walter Williams, but he was a young man. Remember I told you, Senna?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't
Yes.
know if I subconsciously wanted to dream. You know what I'm saying about him? Like, cause sometimes I make
Mm-hmm.
myself dream about my sister, and I go and find her in my dreams. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it's a subconscious thing, or I was just so filled till yesterday. I told you I was at my brother's mom's funeral, so I was already, me and her was very close. So to come home and get that information, you know what I'm saying?
Oh.
It was just like I just cried and cried and cried and cried and couldn't stop myself from crying till I look a mess, I know today. But let me tell you something. It's when we start talking about transcending, it is a very weird experience, because I almost transcended myself once,
Wow.
and it was peaceful. And I tell everybody that, because I have no other choice but to tell the truth, because I almost drowned.
Mm-hmm.
I stopped fighting the water and gave up, and I could like see things, like my life was flashing before my eyes, like it was in my
Wow.
mind, but it was
Uh-huh.
flashing, but it was like I was just like floating into like a sleep.
Mm.
So I can't say it was a bad thing.
Whoa.
I can't. I mean, I was saved. Of course, somebody pulled me up, but
Mm.
I can't say it was a bad thing. I
Mm.
can't. So
Wow.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Mm.
And it's
Powerful.
It's very powerful, because even when a friend of mine was passing, I told you that too, Senna. And when I had the dream that night of
Mm-hmm.
that black dog, remember I told you about
Yes.
that?
Yep.
And I was like, when I went to his house in my dream, and I was taking him something to eat, he had a black dog, and I said, "Whose dog is that?" And he was like, "Mine." And I said, "Yours?" And he was like, I said, "What you need a dog for?" He said, "For my protection."
Mm.
And I was like, and it was
wow.
weird, because in my dream, as I was turning back around to walk back out the door, you know what I'm saying? And it was
Mm-hmm.
kind of dark, and I could still see the dog. He was sitting there
Wow.
in his apartment with the black dog. And I could feel his energy, like as if he was sitting right next to me. And
Yeah.
when I woke up, I said, "He's gone." And
Yeah.
sure enough, I went to the hospital. I made an excuse to go to the hospital, because it was during COVID time. So I made an excuse to go to the hospital, and the nurse said, "He's on this machine, but if we take him off, it's like he's not there.
Mm.
It's like he's not there. So we just want
Yeah.
you, you know, we,
Wow.
I'm just saying."
Yep.
So when people say
Yeah.
things aren't what they are, yes, they are.
For real.
Yeah. Yeah.
They can
For
say what
real.
they say,
For
but it
real.
ain't
For
nothing you
real.
can do about it. It just is what it is. And if you're inclined and that close to somebody,
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, it can happen. You could just,
Yeah.
it's just a weird situation. So
Yep.
that's
You
why I
can
believe
feel
what
it.
you're saying. And I'm not shocked about any conversation and anything that I have with people. I'm not shocked, because I know what I done been through.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
When you little, you scared. I can
Yeah.
remember running my behind down the hallway, and the hallway just seemed so long.
Long, long, long.
long. And we had
Yeah.
the banisters on both sides, and I can remember sliding. I ain't even hit the steps. That's how scared I be.
Wow.
I would slide down the banister. Girl, I'm telling you.
Yep.
Mm,
This stuff is very real.
very real. It's
Very.
very real.
Mm,
But it
mm.
just is what
And
it
it's
is.
like,
Hey,
and it's
Vincent,
like there's something that I get, and there's something that I kind of able to see and stuff, right? And it's like, why me, right? Like
yeah.
even when I look at some of the stuff that's in the Bible, right? And
Mhm.
how they talk about that and stuff, right? I know that that is astrology and mathematics, all
Yes.
hidden throughout there. I
Yes.
know it is because cause like, cause like I was sitting there and I was watching to my friend one day, right? And for some reason I'm reading the beginning of the Bible. Right? It says in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth, and God moved to and fro on the surface of the earth, and God dried up the land, right? And I kept saying to myself, to my friend, hey, take the word God out and replace it with the word Son, S-U-N, right?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
when you read it, it makes complete sense because
Yep.
what dries up the land? The sun. Between the
Absolutely.
Mhm.
night and day, the sun, right? What creates heaven and earth? The sun.
Your phone
You're right.
is
And
going.
I'm like,
Yep.
hello. But I'm like, yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can now. It
But
went out for a second, a little tad bit.
okay. But I was like, why am I seeing this? Why is no one else seeing this? Right? Why is no one else getting this in there? Right? You know,
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
I'm like, why am I the only one getting this? Is that I always felt like I was weird for being able to see it. But I learned that some things it's not meant for everybody else to see. You know, and it's still straight again. It strikes me as weird. Like even when I look at the numbers, 12, 24, 666, 144,000. Right?
Mm,
You look at those numbers, right? If you take
mm,
360, if you take 24 divided by 12, you're gonna get 3333333.
Mm.
Right?
mm,
If you take 24, divide that by 360, you're gonna get 66666.
mm. See,
Dang.
Right? Right? And if you look at all those numbers right there, right, you'll see like you take the 120. Remember the astrology was said that there was one third of the Earth, one third of the Earth circle, right? It's 120, right? So you take 120, divide that by the time of the day, which is 12 o'clock, you're gonna get 144,000,
Mm.
right?
wow.
So they gave me the understanding. They gave me the understanding that the 144,000 is not talking about people. It's actually talking about the radius that the sun covers uh, of 120 radius the sun covers at 144,000. It covers a radius of 144,000. That's my understanding of it, you
Mm-hmm.
know. But
Well,
it's
Cinna,
like
you
weird
was
for me because I'm like,
talking, yeah. Mm-hmm.
huh?
Cinna was talking about the stars and how they
Mhm.
told time
Yeah,
and everything from the stars
Yes.
to the sun and
exactly.
all that, the movement. Mm-hmm. Before they
Mhm.
had
And you know
clocks,
what's
they had
funny
no damn
about?
clocks.
Yeah,
They had no
I'm
clocks.
sorry, guys. Right, but
No
but they
clocks,
needed
no
to track time
calendar.
because
What'd you say,
yeah,
Cinna?
but they need to track time.
Go
I was
ahead,
just
go
saying,
ahead.
I was just saying they had no clocks or calendars. Everything was done according to looking at the stars.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, and that's why the number 360 was so prevalent because it fit into everything. It
Mm-hmm.
goes into everything. Number 360, you know. But like
Mm-hmm.
what I also thought was like interesting what you were talking about. Like I drive. Right now I'm in my truck unloading my truck, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
drive overnight. I drive at night, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at around 5 o'clock, right, I start fighting sleep. I'm hitting my
Mm-hmm.
leg. I pull over. I get outside the truck. I'm fighting at 5 o'clock, right? But 6 o'clock, when the sun comes up, I'm okay again. So So
You
I
better
can feel
sing
the
it.
energy of that sun pulling on me.
Mm.
I can feel it pulling on me. So yeah,
He's telling the truth about that too,
you
because
know,
let me tell you how much me and your energy just worked, right? I was gonna say after you got finished talking about the numbers and stuff, every day I get up at 6 o'clock. I don't even know. I don't hear no alarm wake me up or not. I don't know what it is. Around 6, I am up every single morning.
Me too.
What is that?
ah,
Girl, I don't care if I go to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning. At
Mm-hmm.
6, for some
Mm-hmm.
reason, it's something going on in between those times. I don't care what nobody say.
nah,
Something's going on in
it's
between those
that
times
sun.
because I'm about 6. I'm up every day.
It's funny because Hasatan used to always wake up at 3:33
Mm.
every morning. I was
Yeah.
like, 3:33. Why do you wake up at 3:33? He couldn't help it.
I ain't getting up
Mm-hmm.
for it though. I ain't got no kids or nothing. You know, sometimes my grandbaby be here, but I mean, like, oh goodness, every day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, who is waking me up at this hour and for what reason?
Mm-hmm.
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 Oh, Lord.
Remember
I,
I
that
know.
song, Color Purple? Maybe God is trying to tell you something.
yes.
That's what it
Mm-hmm.
is. Mm-hmm.
I just got so
You
I
guys
said,
remember when you
okay.
guys? I'm
Huh?
sorry. You guys remember? You guys remember when you're coming to say to you? I'm going to say it to me. I should probably say it to you guys. You're going to probably say something to you guys. We're coming to say to y'all, oh, it must be a full moon out. Because you kids are acting like you ain't got no damn sense.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
And now, and you remember that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And now it's so crazy because when there's a full moon, you can feel that energy pulling on you. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
can't explain, but you can feel it pulling on you. You know what I mean? You can feel like
Yes.
you can almost get this feel like something's not right with yourself. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. It's
Yeah,
always yes.
that last super moon that we just
Like,
had, oh my goodness, everybody was talking about how they felt. Like everybody wake up next day, I'm so drained, I'm so drained. For some reason, it was the opposite for me. I was like, ooh, it gave me so much energy. But the moon affects everybody differently.
Do you know your
hmm,
energy affects people too? I don't. It's really weird because your energy can. It's weird because here I am in Delaware, but I can make energy move other places and in other
Mm-hmm.
people's
Exactly.
minds.
Exactly.
It's very, very, very weird, but it is a true. Things be true. I ain't gonna tell you the one experience I had with Dulcinea.
Oh
Like,
boy.
what is going on here?
Okay.
I was like, what's going on? I thought I was
Wow.
going crazy, but I'm not, and I know it wasn't. But it was
Mm-hmm.
just weird.
Yeah, you can tap in easily sometimes, even when
Yeah,
they're
oh,
not even trying to.
you can control other people with like your mind can control another
Mhm.
person.
Exactly.
It's really, 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 really crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can control people, and they could be just like it's weird because we don't physically now. Look, check this out. Physically, we don't know each other, but we
Mm-hmm.
love each
right.
other. That is weird.
I know. I've
As
never
if we
seen you in
touch each
person.
other and we are close.
Yep.
Talk about
Mm-hmm.
everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's really close. Like some people marry people that they meet on the internet.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They actually
Yeah.
fall in love with the person, meet the
Mm-hmm.
person, and marry them. That's how deep energy truly is.
Sis, I'm gonna tell you, when I was in the 8th grade in my math class, I had a whole like out of body experience. I had a whole vision that I saw my husband. I was standing in the kitchen, I was cooking, and he kissed me on my neck. And then, so when I first met him, the moment I laid eyes on him, I was like, I know who you are. I saw you when I was in my 8th grade class. I
Mm.
knew who he was. I had the
Wow.
whole vision, and I knew it was him. I was like, whoa, that's
And you
deep.
gotta be careful what you ask for too.
Exactly. Ain't that crazy? That's
Yes.
Wow.
crazy.
Yes, Plus, you gotta be careful what you ask for. My husband that I'm married to, I knew I was going to marry him 25, 27 years ago. Maybe before that. And I can remember praying for it in a sense. Like, oh, I love this man so much. I want to be, you know what I'm saying? I kind of messed myself up doing it. Not
Yeah.
saying anything disrespectful about him, but
Yeah.
I compared everybody to him.
Yeah.
Like if we broke up or something, I compared everybody to him
Yeah.
and this, that, and another. I ended up marrying him. Girl, it's been way more than that because my son would be 27.
Oh,
So I'm talking about maybe 30 something years ago.
yep.
I knew it was going to be that way. You see what I'm saying? It's
Yep.
like I I asked for it that many years ago.
Wow.
And you see what happened, that little thing that popped you on the shoulder that be cautioning you and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm, mm, mm.
I don't care what nobody said. A lot of things that you cannot explain, you better listen to.
Yep. You better
You
listen.
better listen. Dots, you've been
Yep.
quiet. Dotty dot dot diddy did dot dots. You still there? Is she there? There she go.
I'm here. I'm listening.
Oh, so like she been there.
Wow.
I'm listening.
Mm.
Yes, but it be true. It be really, really a lot of stuff be true. But
It
maybe
do. It's like go back to impeccable listening, because when we tune in and we listen to that voice, because this is another time when I was in Mississippi, we were staying at Hasaytan's, his aunt and his uncle raised him. We were staying there for like a week or two, and no, actually we were there that was a whole summer we were there. And his father, yeah, we were there because his father was dying of cancer.
yeah.
His uncle that raised him was dying of cancer. And one day he woke up and he asked him to go get the Bible and read it to him. And I knew instantly, I said, oh man, this man's about to die. And the nurse came in, because he had a nurse that came in and checked on him every day. And she said, well, I think he's going to die in the next 3 days. And I'm like, lady, this man's about to die today. And she sat there and she sat there for like 4 hours, and she said, oh yeah, he's gonna die today. I was like, oh my goodness. But she kind of left, and I went upstairs and I laid all the children down for a nap. And I was sitting upstairs and someone said, go downstairs right now. I went downstairs and I stood outside the door, and he passed away like about two, maybe a minute after I got outside the door, he passed away. But that voice said from the beginning, he's about to pass away. And then the voice told me to go downstairs right when he passed away. But that whole summer I was there, I could hear this man walking up and down the halls, right? And I could feel his energy. And I called my mother and I was like, Mom, this man passed away in his house, and I literally hear him walking up and down the halls. She said, you forgot what I told you, didn't you? And I said, what did you tell me? She said, I always told you, if someone dies in a house, you open up all the doors and the windows to let
the windows,
yeah. And I was like, I don't remember you telling me that. She said, girl, I told you that. And so I tried it, but he wouldn't leave. I guess he's been there, so like he didn't want to leave. But then we left. And when we came back about a year later to visit again, his spirit wasn't there anymore. But that time we were there, he was there that whole time.
Talking about Beetlejuice.
No, for real. Girl, that freaked me out. Like I could hear his house shoes just going up and down the hall. And I'd be like, oh, this is crazy.
Girl, I can believe you. I had an Uncle Pap. Oh my God, Uncle Pap lived to be about, I say 106. Bro, I was so scared of Uncle Pap because Uncle Pap was tall. And then when you were a little girl, it just seemed like somebody that's tall is a giant.
Yes.
Girl, one day I got enough heart up to go to the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? And I was walking backwards down that long
way.
hallway. Girl, so I'm too little to hit the switch to turn
Yeah.
the light
Oh
on in the
no.
bathroom. But it's so light in the hallway, so I had to go to the bathroom. I didn't want to get a beat the next day because I would wet the bed.
Uh-huh.
Girl, because I listen, if I got I might be on my brother or my sister. I
Oh
ain't gonna
no.
do that. I'm so
Oh
bad.
Lord.
I'm a bad little girl. So
That is
anyway,
funny.
so girl, I got in the bathroom. Let me tell you, girl, why would I went to sit on the toilet? Guess who was already on the toilet? Oh,
What?
oh my God.
You are joking.
Girl, no, I'm not. I went backwards in the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? And so I was pulling down my Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday
Yep.
panties. You know what I'm saying? Girl, I went to sit on the toilet and Uncle Pap was
Oh Lord.
already sit. Girl, Uncle Pap looked like the guy from Poltergeist. I swear
Oh
to God.
my girl.
Girl, I went to
I'd have never
running.
been the same again in
Girl,
my
can you
life.
imagine? I went to running. Oh, girl, I'm trying to tell you. Oh yeah,
Oh,
yup. I peed on everything that day.
Girl, I'd probably pee all the way down the house.
Girl, all down the hall and everything, screaming at Karen, Uncle Pappy. Can you imagine? He was so stokey, like stilky and tall, like you know what I'm saying.
Oh my
When you
goodness.
walk, girl, I used to have a dream every night. Uncle Pap was chasing me.
Girl, you was traumatized.
I was traumatized.
Oh
Rest,
no.
listen, and I'm gonna say this: rest in peace, Uncle Pat. Okay, I'm not trying to talk about you. I'm
Oh
not trying to
my
bring
goodness.
you up in no type of
Girl,
way.
that is too
Okay,
funny.
his
Oh
sister
no.
too, though. Aunt Vi, his sister lived that long too.
Dang, that's how people that see. That's one thing I've been studying lately. People who live over 100 years. I wanted to contact this woman that was in Houston. She lived to be 115. She just died 2 days
Oh,
ago.
girl.
2 days ago. It hurt my feelings so bad because I've been trying to get in touch with that woman for Grandma's Secrets, and I
Mm, mm,
could not
mm.
get in touch with her. She was the oldest living person in America, and she
Wow,
just died.
amazing,
Ooh, it hurt.
amazing. It's
Mm-hmm.
just
115.
But have you noticed every time somebody dies, somebody's born?
Yep, it's true.
That's another thing that's kind of spiritual
It is.
because you never know if that's that person crossing
Yeah,
over into
exactly.
a
And
next
that's
body,
that's
starting
the
all
thing that
over
cracks
again.
me up because, like, they tell us, when people die, they go live in heaven and walk around heaven all day, but that don't mean, or they go to hell, either heaven or hell, but that don't make
Well,
no sense.
heaven means that your mind is at peace. No
Yeah,
more
but not
worrying,
according
no
to
more
Christianity.
crying, no
Yeah,
more this, no more that. That's what
yeah,
that means. Just like when it says, in the beginning, God created
yeah,
this, that, and another, which really means that your mind, it was dark and then
yeah.
light came
Yes,
because you got a thought. You got a thought,
exactly.
and you was born,
Yep.
you got a thought. You know what I'm
Girl, I
saying?
know all of this stuff they teach us is so wrong, but it's like,
It's so wrong.
why would the creator only give you one chance to get it right? Like, that don't make no sense. So when we pass away, we do come back. We
I
do.
think so. We probably don't remember
No,
this
we don't
life.
remember. Well, some
We
people
don't
do.
remember this
Some people
life.
do remember their past life.
They
There
remember
is,
something. I think when you're young,
yeah,
you might can remember some stuff.
yeah, usually children do. And there was a man who was a professor at one, like Yale or Harvard, and he quit that job and he started taking children who remembered their past lives. He
Mhm.
he made it his thing to take them children back to where they said their past life was, and he would take them and their family. And one boy, he told a man where his wife was and his children was, and he went there and he sat down and he talked to his wife, and he told her everything. He knew all the names of his children. He remembered the things that they did, and the wife just started crying because she's like, "It has to be him. How would he? There's no way this kid would know all this stuff." And it was
That's what
only
I'm telling
stuff
you. When
that
you
him
little,
and
you
her knew.
remember stuff when you little.
Yeah,
I'm just saying,
children.
but I think that not remembering is also a blessing.
It
Because
is.
like
It
I
is.
always say, what I would not want to be Kobe Bryant and remember that me and my daughter died in an airplane crash.
Girl, I know.
So what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say is, or somebody that died in fires, and what about the people during the slavery times and stuff?
Yep.
So,
Yep.
and
Good.
just
It's
in a
good.
car
Not,
accident, you know
yep.
what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to remember none of that.
Mm-mm. Some people do, some people don't. I know
I
this
don't want
one
to
lady,
remember
she
nothing that
remembered.
was bad like that. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. There's these twins, these twin little girls. They remembered them being hit by their neighbor. Their neighbor killed them. He hit them with his car, and then they were born again. And they remember, and they went into his house and told him, we don't blame you. They was like, we know it was an accident. And the man just like flipped out, like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Some people really do remember their past life.
Wouldn't
Some
that
don't.
be something that somebody murdered somebody and then the child comes and tells them as the person got older now and the
Mm-hmm.
child grows up and then they say, I remember when you did this to me, that to me. Man's looking at
Yeah.
him like he
Yeah.
thought it was a secret, like nobody didn't know, but the
Yep.
person, what God,
that would freak anybody out.
it might freak them out, but
Yeah.
it's the reality that things like that happen.
Well, it does. It really
'Cause they
does.
were a lot of people they
Some
put
of
in
this stuff
they
is
put in the state
documented.
hospital about stuff. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. It is.
It is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know I need to get these babies in the bed.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. No, I'm looking. I'm like, dang, we've been out here at 2.5 hours. Yeah.
Yes.
They
Well,
think they're
two
getting
and a
away
half,
with
two, yeah, 2.5 hours. And it's very
something.
spiritual that you actually had 13 babies. And
Yeah.
look at you. That's spiritual in itself.
Yeah, thank you. I think there
Yes,
was. I
that's
think I was supposed
beautiful.
to. I really do think I was supposed to have one more. I had 7 sons and 6 daughters, and yeah, I think one of my daughters didn't make it.
Well, listen, I think your name is Israel. We can't make Dots talk if Dots doesn't feel like talking.
Yes.
She's always welcome to talk whenever she wants to. This is
Mm,
interesting. And if Vincent wants to say something, he's right there. He can talk.
yep.
Hey, hey,
Tick, another tick. But go ahead.
yeah, yeah.
Go ahead,
I just want
Vincent.
to say that Miss, no problem. Just want to say to Miss in the Moon, I'm, you know, grateful for your loss. I know he
Well,
was a great,
you.
I listened to his conversations and stuff, and
Thank you so
he
much.
definitely was well spoken and very articulate in what he had to say, and he was definitely an outside of the box thinker, and that I do appreciate about him, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Yes.
And
Thank
I just, and I, yeah, and I just think that the number three. I want to ask you about that before you go about the number three, right? Because
you.
it seems to me we lost three people together at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Three powerful energies. Your husband,
Mm-hmm.
um, Hasatan. We
Yes.
lost Sir Walter Williams, and who was the one we lost last week? Sister Freedom.
Say it
And they
again.
always say death comes in threes. The one we lost
Yeah.
last, I can't remember his name. El Bay, I can't remember
Robert
his
L.
name.
Bay.
I'm not real
Robert L.
familiar with
Bay.
him. I'm not real familiar. Yeah, we lost all three of them at the same time. Like that
Oh,
number three to me is always. I mean, in my family, I've always noticed that three. When people die, they die in threes. You
Mm.
yes.
know,
Mm.
I thought that was weird. Like, my family. I lost my mother. First, I lost my brother. Then I lost first I lost my uncle. Then I lost my brother. Then
Mm.
I lost my mother.
Mm.
Wow.
And it's always three like that. If
Mm.
you find anything with that number three,
Oh, yes. 3. The number of completion, 3 is very powerful. Like I said, he used to always wake up at 3:33 in the morning. 3 is a
wow.
very They said what Jesus died when he was 33.
34. It
He
was
was
30.
30. Jesus was 34. I
I
thought he
thought
was
it was
30.
34.
No,
Maybe
it
it
was
was
33. It was
33. Might have been
33.
33. Might have been
And then
33.
when you think about the
Yeah,
Mason,
33.
yeah,
It
it was
was
33.
33. Okay.
Uh-huh. Then the Masons will become a 33-degree Mason, and that number is very powerful. Very, very
Wow.
powerful. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Dot, you there? Did you want to say something?
No. I know she's getting ready. She needs to go, so I understand that.
Yep, yep,
I appreciate you.
yep.
Thank
Thank
you so much. I think anytime,
yes.
That's
we
very
have somebody who's able to remind us to be conscious,
Mm,
and give reverence to our grandmothers and grandfathers
yeah.
is a beautiful thing, right?
Thank you.
So I enjoyed the fact when people in the chat also sharing their little anecdotes because it put us all in a place of being intentional,
Mm-hmm.
but also being grateful, right?
Yes.
So even during this show, whether or not everyone was aware of it, you definitely was given reverence, right, to
Yes.
your big mamas and your big papas. So that's a beautiful
Yeah.
thing. Thank you for that.
Yeah. So yes,
I know I missed mine.
that's we gotta connect. So yes, we gotta make that happen.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Well, thank
So
and
you
thank you.
all for
Thank you.
having me.
and that's is a Virgo, so you probably can get a lot out of her. She's a Virgo.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Yes. Yes.
being a
I'm a
Oh,
Virgo two dots.
Wow.
I'm a
oh,
Virgo two dots.
hey.
Uh-huh. My birthday same. My birthday same day as Michael Jackson.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
Beyonce's a Virgo too, isn't she?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Beyonce's a Virgo as well.
That's
Mm.
funny.
And it
Mm-hmm.
was,
Virgo keeps coming in here.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
All the children, the Virgo keeps coming in here.
Mm.
Aw.
Something going on with Virgos right now too.
Mm.
I got that
yeah.
feeling.
It's
Yeah.
yeah. It's so funny when Dots was talking. Like you're not somebody talking. You're like, oh, I know that. I felt that. I went through that. People talking. You feel like you could. I guess you call it a reference, but you can kind of
Mm-hmm.
relate to what someone's saying. So my
Right.
grandmother, she was an orphan, right? But her parents
Mm-hmm.
were from Jamaica, right? And there was things that she did that she didn't understand, that we didn't understand, right? Like breakfast, we didn't eat in wintertime. We didn't eat no cold cereal, right? We ate
Yep.
oatmeal,
Yep.
farina, like that stuff. But she didn't know her parents were Jamaican. She didn't know much about that, you know.
Right. Right.
But yet she was doing some of those similar things that were Jamaican. She was born in she was born in Harlem Hospital, and then she
Mm-hmm.
moved to Long Island, right? So
Wow.
I got another funny story to tell you real quick, Dot.
In the case.
I got a funny story to tell you, right? So, Dot,
Mm-hmm.
you from the project on 125th Street off of Broadway?
Right.
That's where you're from, right?
Grant projects. Yeah. I was born and raised
Okay.
to about 10, 11 there. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me tell you a story, right? So I used to work at that Taco Bell Pizza Hut on 125th Street, um, over by Park and Madison, right?
On
I
the
used to
east
work
side.
there, right?
Okay.
And they didn't have a delivery. And they didn't have a delivery service. Everybody used to always come in asking for delivery, right? And I was like
Mm-hmm.
to the boss, I said, hey, why won't we deliver, right? He says, because we're a licensee. We're not franchise company. We can't deliver. He said, however, if you wanted to deliver, you can. So I was like,
Okay.
okay, I'm starting a business. So I started
Great.
when I started a business, right? And
Okay.
they called it DBL, Demetrius and Brewster's Delivery Service, right? Demetrius and Bernard Delivery Service, right? So I did that, right? And I got all the work, everything I need to get. And somebody called in from those projects, right? And they was like, "Hey, let me get this order, right?" So I was like, "Oh, cool! I got like my first order, right?" And I was charged
Mm-hmm.
$3 and everything for delivery, right? And I went around to
Mm-hmm.
other stores inside of Harlem and stuff, right? And I was trying to get them to let me deliver their food for them, right? Now this was
Right.
before Uber Eats, any of that stuff was around. I was trying to do this, right? So I go to the one, a guy give me pizza, right? Gives me one of those parts. So he gave me $100 bill, right? And I'm excited. I'm like, oh, like, I got $100 bill. I'm like, here you go. I'm like, here, okay, you change, right? He's like, nah, don't worry about it. Keep the change. And I'm all excited. Yeah, I got me $100 bill tip off of this $20, $30 order. Man, I'm doing good, right? I get to the
Mm-hmm.
store, the dollar's fake.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I knew
Fake,
you was
right?
gonna say that.
And now I think back. Yeah, when I look back, I'm like, damn, that's some prizes for I could have been the next Uber Eats or the next DoorDash right now. Not from that area, so
Yes,
yeah,
yes, yes.
they got me. They got me. They got me.
It sure
Yeah.
did.
So yeah, well,
It
thank
sure
you
did.
all. I
Well,
really gotta
thank you,
go.
Senna. I'll
All
call you
right.
tomorrow, of
Okay.
course.
Thank
And
you.
Bye,
thank you so much for
Senna.
coming.
Thanks, you guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Vincent.
Talk to you all later. Peace.
Peace.
Okay,
All right, peace,
peace.
you guys.
Peace, Vincent.
Peace. Thank you guys.
Bye.
You're welcome.
Good night. Good night.
Good night, Vincent. It must be 12 o'clock because I just heard this alarm go off at 12. Well, thank you for everybody that came out tonight. It's one of those conversations. We're getting near that Halloween day. So we're having some little mystery conversations. So y'all all have a good night, a safe night, and we'll see y'all Wednesday. All right.
Wait, before y'all go,
Okay.
hold on
Go
real
ahead.
quickly because I was looking at. Hold on, let me see if I could like blow this up and show y'all. If y'all still have your grandparents in your life like that, just if you can spend as much time with them, even if it's not in person. Talk to them, appreciate that. I miss mine dearly. I really do. They really shaped me into who I am today. Strong, beautiful, valiant, resilient woman. But anyway, I want to show y'all something real quick. Hold on. I don't know if y'all can see this.
Keep going on.
Let's see if I can enhance this. Right? So this is dot. Oh, damn. Let me hold on.
She said, "Oh damn."
Yeah, it's playing with me right now. But this is one of my this is my dad's mom. This is the one that's from the South, right? And oh, she's the sweetest thing in the world. She was a Leo. But what's interesting about this picture, it sums up literally who she was because she literally was like that Southern, like definitely matriarch. But when I say love the Lord, that woman could pray a non-believer into a believer. I promise you. When she laid them hands on you, it's something different, you know? And that literally was the core of who she was. Look at how beautiful she is.
See.
Look at that. So that's one. And then my granddad, hold on. You're making me think of them. Look at that handsome man.
Okay. I'm
So
trying
my
to
granddad,
picture my phone.
mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yes, yes, yes. So my granddad was born and raised, well, up until he was 10, in Alabama. And then when he was 10, he moved to Columbus, Georgia, went to the war, came back, and then he met my grandmother in Virginia. And then from Virginia, they came to Harlem.
Excuse me.
So, like when we talk about that southern migration, or those big, especially when we're talking a lot about identity and, like American Indian history or what have you,
Mhm.
I always think of like one of those major big events of being, that uh, migration of people from the South coming to the North for many different reasons.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like a whole new chapter. But I don't know. I felt the need to share. I love them so much. So if y'all still have your grandparents in your life, you know, that's a blessing. That's a blessing.
Yeah.
So that's all. We can close the
I
show.
don't have any of my grandparents left. But my grandfather lived to be 90, what, 90 something?
Hmm.
But yeah. I just lost my grandma. It's only been about a year.
Wow.
Hmm. My mom is 77. My dad will be 80 November 4th. And I'm just
Mm-hmm.
losing my grandmother.
Mm.
Yeah, my grandfather, my peoples lived. live long lives. I wish I was just looking at my phone to see if I had a picture of my grandma. Yeah, but wow, I'm somebody's grandma. Somebody gonna be showing my
Mm-hmm.
son. That's why I said I gotta keep myself up. I want my kids to be like, that's my grandma right there. My granddaughter was nominated to be homecoming queen. So I gotta hear the verdict. I haven't talked to my daughter since I've been online. There she go, girl, Arlene Bratton. That's one of my grandmas, but I just short it another time.
Okay.
But okay, y'all. It's
Good
late.
night.
Oh, here
Good
again.
night, y'all.
Dots, can you show this picture if you don't mind? I'm gonna send it to you.
Send it to my email.
I done sent it to the phone.
Not to my phone. No, 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 not my phone.
Okay, let me go backwards then. Share. Let me see. Yahoo. Mhm. So you can you said send it there, and I just emailed you, so it should be right here. Okay, and what was that again? The first word in your email?
Onyx.
Onyx. That's right. Here it go, right here. Just gonna put dots. I sent it to you. Dulcinea's phone kept going. Carla Faye, her phone kept going in and out. So I think she was in a bad area.
I didn't get anything, Freedom.
What? I'll do it again. Then.
Okay, I have it. 1 second.
Huh?
1 second, I have it.
Oh, you did get it. Oh, okay. I was great. Do it again.
Hold on.
You hear my alarm going off in the other room. See? That is
Mm-hmm.
amazing how they looked back then.
Mm-hmm. Very
That's my
dapper.
great grandmother, that's Bunny. And that's my great grandfather, George T. Quarles, Quarles, Quarles. Yes.
Yep.
Wow. I mean,
That's
of course,
beautiful.
I got more pictures, but it's just what I just like that the clothes that they wore, you know what I'm saying, and everything. And I'll be looking, I'm like, wow, that's amazing.
Very dapper.
And she probably was I guess Bunny would have been about, I'd say it right there, maybe 30, you think, or maybe younger. What you think, Dots? I mean, because you know back then they wore them dues, them hairdos, and you really didn't know how old
Mm-hmm.
they were.
Yeah.
But wow, I love that picture. Every time I look at it, I got one where my grandfather, where all her kids on there, with all my grandmother's, great grandmother's children on there too.
Mm.
So okay, that we can go ahead and
Okay.
get ready to go to bed because it's been a while. Thank you for coming on this Saturday evening. Hopefully, people get a chance to look at it because this was an interesting conversation. And
All right, y'all.
and somebody said I always act like I
Good
know.
night.
Here we die. Somebody said I always act like I know everybody. And I do. I know
Oh,
so many people. They don't know I've been doing this for many, 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 many years, way before there was an internet. But it's okay. I'm just a freedom fighter. That's how I got the name Freedom. That's how I know so many people. But anyway, it's all good. Dots, you have a good night because I'm going to have a good night. I'm going to go to sleep. I'll call
Okay, I'm
everybody I
waiting for you to
can.
hang up.
Yeah, I'm great. Call my kids, check on them, find out where my son at, where he at, and then I'm going to bed.
All right, y'all, for the 100th time. Good
Okay,
night.
yes, 100 times. Yes.
Bye,
Good night.
y'all.
Good night. I'm
Bye.
in the stream right now. Good night, Dulcie.